Hello, everybody. How you all doing? Welcome to our YouTube channel. We are
the Common Sense Sisters. We're bride and groom.
No,
we are at our wedding venue, our destination.
Yes.
It's a destination wedding today.
We are just in the body of the Common Sense Sisters.
Yes. Today
I am representing
the grooms here present on the high table.
Yes.
While I am the bride. Forget all these things. So my crown.
Happy wedding. You
my
see that?
Crown of wedding glory.
Oh, my bride.
It's
not
here.
Oh. Not my bride. But you look beautiful.
Thank you. If you're coming in here, I can see everybody coming in. Please hit the like button. Let us know if you can hear us. Leave a comment. Let us know if you can hear us. Today's discussion is going to be very, very wonderful.
Yeah, very, very juicy talk. I hope you all are having a good Saturday. It's minus 30 degrees up in here in Toronto.
Minus 30 degrees game.
Yes, and we are going to be suffering from frostbite.
Yeah.
And cold. There's going to be a lot of cold, but
we have ourselves as a couple. We know we're at the destination wedding now.
Holy.
So keep ourselves warm during this winter months.
What a bride. Wow, what a bride. Anyways, my name is Yo-Yo.
My name is Bride Ella.
And this is how we are appearing today naturally. I don't want to hear somebody say this is a skit.
This is comedy. This is not comedy. I'm coming here with 3 different stories today.
Yeah, today's topic. Before the topic used to.
This is the thumbnail. You have seen it. Somebody regrets marrying. Well, 3 different people, 3 different stories.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about, okay? Did we agree the Common Sense Squad?
The Common Sense Squad, heavily represented. We greet you all.
Yeah, we greet you especially.
We hope people are having a good weekend. For us here, we're having it to minus 30 degrees. We don't need a fridge. I mean, who needs it? Nigerians! We go borrow on this weather. Those of them no daylights.
For your freezers.
Yes, for your freezers. Yeah, so the usual announcements now.
People don't understand now. As this is a live video, our normal obligation, follow the rules, be respectful, open-minded, stay on topic, don't use bad words, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we post our videos. If you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing and for joining us. You can visit our About page to learn more about the Common Sense Sisters and the Common Sense Squad. Visit the community page for regular updates. Go through the playlist because we have over 300 videos at this point for you to watch, and you can also follow us on other social media platforms. That's my announcement for today.
Okay. What would you do for love?
Nothing. Took me on our way with that question. No, I'm the bride today. Today is my day. Today is my day.
As the lady groom.
4th Saturday of the year. Already taken. You never buy my ring yet too. This guy. What will I do for love? I definitely won't get married early for love.
You won't get married early for love?
Yeah, because we're talking about somebody who regrets getting 19.
For those who just joined our channel, we humbly welcome you. Let us know in the comment section if you are new up in here, because we like to welcome the Common Sense Squad. Relationship topics are one of the toughest topics for the Common Sense Sisters to handle because people are too emotional. It's too emotional,
But is anything tough for the Common Sense Sisters?
But nothing is tough because you people, the Common Sense Squad, you are the ones that said we should be talking about relationships.
They said everything in life is about relationships.
About
relationship. Well, today is from different tweets. Yeah. So we're actually doing this reaction to these tweets that came out a couple of weeks ago, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just go straight to it, I guess. All right. So there's a lady on Twitter who posted some things a few weeks ago. And like we'll do normally, we'll read out the stories to you all, and then we'll talk about it. So I'm gonna start. So Fauzia said, I'm just gonna call her Ebon. Ebon has said, my life has been unfulfilled because I chose to help someone. I could end it right now and it will still be meaningless. I am overwhelmed in sorrowful regrets. I am tired. If I consider what men have done to me, I dislike them. But my dad was a good man and he taught me everything I know, most especially kindness. I am paying a loan for the money I lent my ex in 2020. I am to pay until September 2022 and I cannot afford liquidation. It takes half of my salary every month. I sacrificed a lot for that relationship. Things that are much more than the loan. Let's call it marriage. I was tired financially, sexually, and emotionally. I didn't know that a man could be so demanding and wicked. Yesterday, I thought about how bad I have it and I became suicidal because I have business ideas that I cannot manifest because I cannot afford them, and a child who does not get what he deserves from his mother. I still wonder how I survived. God, I'm just 24. I work hard. I was financially stable at 19. My farm was doing well, and I had just gotten a job. It was good, and I lost it all at 20 because I felt pressured to get married to avoid sexual harassment at the workplace. I still got harassed anyway. This man didn't have much, but I thought I could cope. I didn't know that he would be irresponsible, that he would tell me to quit farming or quit school. I didn't know that I would have to carry so many responsibilities. I didn't know that I would have to beg for sex. So this is the first story, a whole story.
Hey, thank you. How are you?
So the bride is not beautiful like this. That's why you're saying.
The comment is coming.
Comment only on the groom. You leave the bride out of this. Wow, you're not going to see the face of the bride until you say the bride.
The bride is beautiful.
I'm on strike now. Not the
bride on strike.
I am not married again. After all, it's too early.
Miss Stevie, I beg go compliment my bride.
I am not marrying again.
Compliment my
Which
bride.
Which did you go to that they compliment the groom first before they compliment the bride?
It's on head off. I don't know the one to.
It's on head off. It's on head off. I not do again. You not even give me ring before, so there's even no.
Who has told you I did not give you ring? Because the wedding day are not supposed to be wearing ring.
Okay, ma.
Well, the ring is supposed to be brought in by the ring bearer, which happens to be expecting the ring bearer to be coming soon.
So that video journey, please remember to like the video on your.
Yes, don't forget that.
If you miss the story, it's just about a lady on Twitter who posted. Her name is Ebon, and she talked about how she got married early, and now at 24, she's in debt, left paying a loan, which she will most likely finish paying in September of this year because of her husband. So she was 19 years old when she got married, and you could have seen that in the tweet because everything came crashing when she became 20 years old in her husband's house. So we have a question for you all today.
Are there any benefits of marrying wrongly? You know, that's my question for today. Are there any benefits of marrying wrongly? Because you can see that Ebun has a good father, according to her, who taught her so many good things, right? For the fact that she's also a lady that is very brilliant and she has a farm. She's proud of what she's doing and she has her goals and has her dream. But then comes this societal pressure, you know, and it's not only in Nigeria, it happens all over Africa. They pressure the women, the young ladies too much. You know, the Womb Watchers Association and the Marriage Association people, those people, the pressure that she got married. Now she got married for two things. Reason number one is the pressure. So without the pressure, I don't think she would have gotten married. Number two, she said she wanted to avoid sexual harassment in the workplace because I can translate that to you verbatim. Not
in Nigeria, there's a respect
in Nigeria
for married women.
Yes, if you have a ring on your finger, they will respect you. But that's a lie because even when I worked in Nigeria, they don't respect married women in the office.
They don't respect you in general.
They talk to them anyhow, and some women just even allow it. For the most part, in the corporate world, they do it. It's not this one's not like they do it. And now seeing that the man she married, I will borrow the words from the Obodo Farm community, Semongo Park. This one is Semongo Park, rest of our hundreds. You know. Now, what would a woman who is pressured into marriage do for love? She would do anything. So she collected what they call Igbese. Igbese is what they call loans. Debts. And now she has a child.
From what we understood from that.
Yes,
she's 44 years old with an irresponsible husband, and she has a kid. The reasons why she got married, which was the pressure and to avoid sexual harassment, which she eventually got harassed. Talking about sexual harassment, I hope you watched our video where we had on the workplace sexual harassment that also happened in Nigeria, just to let people know the realities of some people. So she had all these reasons of getting married. By the end of the day, there's no fulfillment coming from that early marriage. And not to say that even if you wait till you're older to get married, if it's a Mango Park is a Mango Park, regardless of
regardless of the time, you know. That's what I'm saying. What are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
Rushing into
I don't want to use the popular words, rushing.
The
benefits of marrying wrongly. I know that some of you now, your brain will be wondering, oh, what do they mean by benefit? Think. Hello, Elise. Welcome. Yeah, what are the benefits of marrying wrongly? You know, that's the thing. So now have that question, have it in mind as people are coming in. We'll go to story number 2 before we open we'll put in the link for the opinion, because I think that we don't know if Ebu or any other person will come across this video and then they will hear the advice anybody has to say.
Yeah. So like we said earlier, there are 3 stories. We've narrated the first one.
The second one.
We're going straight to the second story. Okay. So this is from Rita.
Rita said, woke up to an email from a lady who got a fully funded admission for an MSc abroad. Her boyfriend told her to choose between the admission and him. She seeks advice. I don't interfere in relationship issues, but think it's unfair to put her in such a state. People have different priorities. My only question was, what is at stake if you choose one option over another? Based on this and your priorities, you can decide on what to do if he refuses to change his stance. She said the guy may break up with her and he promised to marry her. She's 22 years old. What would you do if you were the girl or her boyfriend? There's a difference between a rich wife and a rich man's wife. They are not mutually exclusive though. That's confusing. You can be both though. Now,
they are not mutually exclusive.
A rich.
There's a difference between a rich wife and a rich man's wife.
Yes.
You can be rich on your own.
Yeah, having your own money.
Wife of a rich man who is also rich. So meaning that both parties are rich.
Anyway, that's not even my concern. The concern right now is,
what will you do for love?
Will you give up your advancing your self-education? What's wrong with women with some girls? Will you give up advancing for you to get that scholarship? It means you applied to that school. It means that the 22-year-old is a brilliant person, because there's a difference between someone who is brilliant and someone who is intelligent. Brilliant is book smart. Intelligence has to be like, you probably have common sense inside. You can be brilliant without common sense. So she has admission to go and do her master's somewhere abroad. Scholarship, fully funded. It's very rare to come by, fully funded, especially for internationals, right?
It depends on the abroad though, because
I don't know, not concerning me, but at least you're not going to be paying.
Yeah. That's what that matters.
How can you put yourself in such a position where you allow another human being to decide your fate because the person promised you marriage?
Did the person really decide that? He gave her a choice.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I use the word allow.
Marriage.
Allow.
True.
That's why I use the word allow. So I don't have any advice for this girl.
The girl was never asking for anybody's advice. It's the person that brought it on Twitter.
The person said,
it's the person. Somebody sent her an email. What will you do if you are the girl or the boy?
I'm going for masters. The marriage can wait. There are many men. Jesus,
there are many fishes in the sea.
Many. Oh God.
When you even go for that master self, depending on the place where you go to.
Oh,
your eyes will be blessed.
Oh God. You know, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to go to school because my university or my education can never wait.
My thing in this equation is, okay, you know you are going to what's it called? You know the kind of person that you are dating. Said man should not be in your life. This guy is funny.
Mrs. Man should not be in your life, and God. I don't understand.
Please explain.
Explain. Is it a typo?
I
understand the first part, but and God. No, I don't understand.
God should not be. I see you believe in your life alone. I don't understand. Yeah. Okay. So like I was saying, you know the kind of relationship that you are in. Why did you bother? If you knew you were going to come across roads of having to choose between the marriage of your boyfriend and the education, why did you bother applying to that school?
Yeah. And why do you want to put your life on a balance?
What's the point?
Your masters, when you have your degree, it can never cheat on you.
Remember,
it can never give you option.
you can spend 4 years in a relationship, coming out with just maybe life experience and whatever. But 4 years you get your bachelor's degree. 6 years you get your bachelor's degree
and masters.
Masters.
Sometimes even 5 years.
Sometimes, yeah.
And you use that to end
But 8 years, you can go to this after undergraduate, you can go to medical school. You know, different things. So I think that people that find themselves at this crossroad, they already know what to do.
Yeah. There's no crossroad. They are just trying to create a crossroad.
They are going to do whatever they choose to do. You already know. So some people will choose to stay in the relationship with their boyfriends.
Yeah.
And maybe end up getting married. And maybe it might work for them. Other people will choose that scholarship.
But to what end? That
go to school.
Why is she not thinking of herself as an individual that has a purpose in life?
Because she's in a relationship. She loves.
Mr. Fire, thank you for explaining. You should not put your friend above everything. Thank you, boyfriend.
Above everything. Okay.
Thank you, boyfriend above everything. Adewale, welcome. Welcome. Happy New Year. Love is not enough. Degree can make your love sweeter.
Adewale wants to bring another twist into the story.
Degree.
Now, another question now.
Can degree make your love sweeter?
Yes.
That is if you. That's why I'm asking. What are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know, because now in the first story you can see that lady got married for her 2 reasons. Now this one is not yet married. She's also in her 20s.
She's hanging on hope.
She's hanging on hope to be married. First of all, why do you want to get married that early? That's my like ideally you're going to be with this person forever and ever. Not like where people are getting divorced these days, but the idea when you say I do is to be with you forever and ever.
Yeah.
Why do you want to why? Go out in the world. If it's school that's taking you abroad, go out.
Explore.
See different people.
And you're going to add
make
value.
friends.
You're going
date
to
with
add
them.
value to the society.
Hi Jerry Ray, welcome. You want to add value to the society. If you know your man,
and a man will never do this thing to himself.
Men, you never find men asking these questions online of bros, I just got admission. Let's say Canada. Canada is a hot cake for Nigeria now. I passed my IELTS. I just got admission now into U of T, Canada. On my day with this babe, I love this babe, but she don't want to make I go. She doesn't want me to go for this my master.
Let's act it. Oh my Lord. I've gotten the masters.
Which of say I've gotten a master's?
I already get
I'm supposed to know.
I never get PhD. I never get PhD. So I've gotten admission fully funded to go and pursue my PhD, my love. And I don't know. I really want to go, but at this point, would you be okay with me going?
You can't go. Why? You want to leave me here? I'm gonna follow those girls abroad.
Instead of following them abroad,
you can't leave me here.
It's going to be good for both of us.
I sacrificed 4 years of my life for this relationship.
What I'm going to sacrifice more for us for this.
So what am I supposed to be doing here in Nigeria?
Now I'm at crossroads. I can't.
Nigeria man will leave you.
They don't even ask. You go.
Whether it's Nigerian or whatever, any
man
will leave you.
No man. I've never heard it before.
I've never heard it. Nigerian because those are the ones we know.
I don't want to say after the degree, she might not even look the boyfriends when. That's what we are saying. I don't know why women operate on the mentality that men are scarce.
It could be young love. Maybe it's all this teenage love. You know,
young loves are designed to break.
How can you say they have to feel everything African parents have told us?
Somebody should correct me.
If young love is designed to break, there are people that marry their high school sweethearts.
Because people are on the road to discovering themselves. Which people are not be baby bloomers now marry high school sweethearts. Who in this generation is marrying their high school? Let me hear it. Jesus, they are coming for me. You kind of look like Burna Boy. Hey, Jesus. Oh God.
Fine boy now.
So
everybody's complimenting only the groom. Bride not there yet. Bride not there yet for now. So
when I tell you wear your veil. When I was saying to wear your veil, you know you wear your veil. A wife that doesn't listen to a husband. You're not submissive.
This is don't bring different issues. So I'm not
no, this matter is serious.
Adewale brought one, say love is there enough. But adding that one to the question. Now, what are the benefits of marrying wrongfully or early? Is love ever enough?
No. Yeah.
Now this drives us to our story number
3.
Tra. What's it be 3 for French?
Ondo.
Tra. I've been a tre.
The French people should correct us.
Story number 3. This one. So you guys are gonna laugh about it. Give me 1 second. All right, still on the streets of Twitter. Oh, this is Rita. I'm sorry.
I was wondering.
Chimenziem,
medical doctor. Someone convinced my cousin at 20 to marry him in court, so they will process papers together as a couple and leave for the US. They were in love. He He later left alone and is yet to be back after 12 years. Cousin is 32 and wants to move on. He's threatening to sue her for bigamy. Man didn't pay bride price. Oh, scam the Igbo family. Only the court marriage. My cousin has filed for divorce on grounds of abandonment, and court keeps adjourning the case because the man isn't present and has no defense counsel. She can't move on. Bigamy is 2 years in prison here. That is in Nigeria. The whole gist has exhausted the family. I sincerely feel for her because court marriage is authentic. Man's probably waiting for her to move on and marry another man so he can return to Nigeria and sue.
Now, this
the
is
girl should just gather paper and go to the US embassy.
This is the one that is at real crossroads. Because how can somebody tie you down?
That's the thing.
That man is a demon. That's what he said.
The girl herself.
And he's probably married to somebody.
How come she was able to go and do court marriage without them doing the bride price? Like, who followed that to the court marriage?
You can go and do court. Anybody can follow
without your family in Nigeria.
I don't know whether her family was aware. She's in love. She's in love.
Somebody Jay say, the only benefit I can think of marrying is that, I guess marrying early, which is what he said, is that you have your kids early and maybe you can retire early. Eh? Jay, you don't say kids na responsibility. Some people think that
people are still married and still having children in their old age this year. Wait, you concern children unless you bring them in. You know what is even the benefit of having kids early?
There's no benefit. Oh,
they are going to be with you for the rest of your life.
It's planning, oh. It's planning. Hello, Chinyugo. It's planning. Having children is a different arrangement.
But that's the benefit. Some people say, let us have these kids and get kids.
And get away with it.
And get over with it. You can't. It's better, it's easier, it's safer. The body clock, the woman timing clock, and all of that. But
doctor's cousin now. Doctor's cousin.
12 years, a legally married woman.
Is a mongo.
No husband.
No knocking.
From the husband. We don't know whether she's
knocking outside.
Yeah, other things.
For 12 years. This is 12 years a slave.
This 12
like the movie.
This is living in bondage.
This one will require that I change my lenses because it looks like some people are not seeing.
In the words of Whitney Houston.
What does Whitney Houston say?
She sing that one. I've been at Tina Turner.
Say waiting.
What's love got to do with it? Love, you are in love for 12 years. You had plans of going abroad together. Peter, one of the story, have you? He left you.
He traveled first. Why?
He don't want to come back and do the right thing. He said we sue you for bigamy. And I thought that, well, in abroad courts or whatever, according to the country, that if the person does not show up after being, said 1, 2, 3
they will dissolve it.
They will just dissolve the marriage because there's no marriage there.
She should find legal counsel to
somebody in the comment section said, if imprisonment for bigamy in Nigeria is 2 years, she had gone for 2 years within the 12 years. She could not save her.
She should have saved that time. Please, let's put the link for people.
Very, very good.
My question for today is, what are the benefits of marrying wrongly? It is not a foolish question. People will be thinking, I understand what are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
Like Adewale said, it's love.
It's love enough.
Because as we can see from these women, 2 out of 3 of them were in love.
Yeah.
Or are in love. Because the 22-year-old is considering the boyfriend.
She's also in love.
And then this one was in love 12 years ago. While the first one had different reasons for getting married.
I don't know if I will blame Z-World for all these things.
How can people measure their life according to Z-World?
If you watch too much romantic movies, you might just think that
romantic, they are scam.
You might just think that that's how love is supposed to be. And then the pressure in the society, how will people manage those pressure?
We've done a video
because
on pressure before.
Yeah, because I think, but because it kind of it feels like
this is hell on earth.
Here you go. This is for you.
Some Nigerian groups that used to wear glasses on their wedding.
That man that left that woman for 12 years. This is the eyeglass the man wore when he was leaving for the United States. For 12 whole years. You tie one woman down.
Oh my goodness.
She needs a very good lawyer. And that's what I'm saying.
Yes. That is living in bondage. Real life.
This one is not spiritual time, no. This one
legal time.
Legal time.
He is bound
and
by the
I
law.
guarantee you, I don't have any proof, but
those of you married that say love is blind. Now your eye.
Where the blind eye? Where the blind eye? You go.
Love is magical.
Where is my eye? Those of
That's
you
how I feel.
that say love is blind.
February 14th is coming, no. If you are young and you want to marry by February 14th, or you want to propose on February 14th, listen to all these stories. You'll be asking yourself why.
Jay, now till you gonna make me go wear these glasses. This is for the Nigerian men that are ghosting, from one angle and giving option from another angle. We are here not to open your eyes, but I want to know, what advice do we give to this? What's your opinion on this topic?
On these three matters.
Because I don't know the benefits of marrying wrongly.
You have not married wrongly now. How can you know the benefits? Like people when they inside, now you don't know the benefits of marriage.
That girl has already come outside now.
The one of 12 years.
No, the one that already has.
But she's still reaping burden. She has a loan to pay.
Hey, that's what
paying a loan.
We'll be telling some people here that finance is very important in relationships.
Will you take a loan for your husband
or your wife,
boyfriend,
your boyfriend? Yeah, will you take a loan because you love somebody?
Let's not even go too far to husband, because husband have become family. Let's say for boyfriend, will you take
a loan for love?
For love,
like will you?
Yeah, I will not depend on the love, Sha.
No way.
I know they take love for any what? Will you loan for
There's
love?
no security in love,
because when you marry the person, their debt becomes your debt.
So that's
they people taking. If they take a loan in the past, now you are now.
It's
when anything happen, but they pay for it.
Especially when you have to now file for taxes, and then God forbid now, then the couple now divorce. There's a lady that is paying the loans from her divorced husband. The man carry loans into the marriage. Oh, love, oh, he's God fearing, he's kind, he's God fearing everything. After 1 year now, the marriage collapsed in the United States. Nigerian couple. The woman shocked when he started to file taxes that the guy is $100,000 in debt. What? Love, is it enough?
Love is enough. As a bride, I'm coming here to say love is enough. Hi, Toby. Welcome.
Hey, Toby. Today I love day. Yes, Toby, today is love day.
Why are you saying lie? Love is enough now.
That's only I have to share in whatever business they are doing.
If you have a share. Okay, so Adewale, you will collect loan if it's joint business. Okay, that's a good one.
Love is not blind at all. Adewale, are you trying to abuse my glasses? Huh? Love is not blind at all. Shine your eye well. Man, that's what this idea. Now they're here now. Man, the person keeps saying we won't go back. Exactly.
What's love got to do with it?
Toby, thank you. When I go tell my bride to wear her veil,
I know go wear veil.
Wear veil, then I give you ring.
I know they wear veil.
Please post the link.
I'll post the link. Love is enough. What love conquereth all. Love, as the Christians will say, our Bible say. Is that what it is to say? Is that what Christians say?
Love covers a multitude of sin.
Love conquereth all. No, you cannot agree with me. I'm the bride here. Today is my day. Is it because I not able to buy a shwebi by force? Some people get married only because of a shwebi. Just remember now. Some people, they want to be selling their it's true.
That's another.
So the wedding day is a business.
Yeah, that's on that. My own is, should the lady give up her education because somebody has promised her marriage?
You have not even married the person yet, first.
And another thing is that this doctor's own is the one that paid me, because for the Igbos,
no bride price.
The bride price is very, very important. Very, very, very important. But this lady went to go and do court marriage. That's why I want you to ask more questions. It's like, is it running away love? You just go and do the court
maybe they thought they
secret wedding.
You know, the plan was they will marry and they will go abroad, but only the man went abroad and left her halfway. So maybe people go and marry in Vegas now. They say, oh my God, drive-by wedding. Maybe you don't know the movie. Maybe they finish watching the movie that night. And let's just get married.
Baby, let's
do this. We're in love together. Love's all that matters. I love you, and that's all that matters.
And I'll do all the paperwork.
I'll do everything for you, boo.
And the man will do all the paperwork. Only him left. And they will say, if you know, say your partner knows sabi manage money, no try more. And they will echo it now. Loudly, these people will not hear, but love is blind.
If you love somebody, you can teach them how to be financially responsible.
Amen. People should come into the comment section.
If you love somebody, you can teach them, because love is enough. All you need is love. And I know I'm saying this thing.
And hope.
I bet hope can be hopeless.
Because all you need is
love can give
the 22-year-old girl said, the one that the man is telling her not to go for the masters, said he wants to marry, he's going to marry her.
The guy did not tell her not to go for the masters. He gave her an option.
If you leave,
he said, I'm going to marry you. I am going to marry you. But if you leave, this marriage cannot work. The marriage that was supposed to be coming in the future cannot work. There's some people who also get married and they will not go for their program.
That one's another.
I don't know why you would do that to yourself. If you're traveling abroad, live without a ring. You get one. You get one. Anything that you can be with your boyfriend now your ticket abroad will show you.
I know somebody years ago when that she was living at this one African country, it's not Nigeria. She left. The boyfriend at the time gave her a promise me ring.
Promise rings that it was.
And she was going to do her masters abroad. I don't know. I need people to come to the comment section. Let's debate this.
Comment section. People in the comment section now.
You both should click the link and come. Otherwise, we'll just go.
We'll tell our opinion and we're going. That's what
yes, my opinion. And like my bride here is saying that
love is enough. The wedding day, my ring, my white dress, my fairy tale wedding, my girls, my bridesmaids dancing for me for Ashrebi. That is all I need.
And what would you have to say to your fellow brides that got hitched because they want to avoid workplace sexual harassment and then because of pressure? What would you have to say to them?
So people who are facing pressure who say societal pressure, blah, 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 blah. If you don't, so you get where pressure go reach you. Look as if the world is crumbling because maybe you are the only one taking that decision for your life. But if you don't allow the noise of the world, the pressure of the world into your ear, if you focus on yourself, there's nothing that anybody will pressure you to do. And I'm laughing. Am I not saying something? Did I say it?
Anna. Oh, Anna, why laugh out loud?
So that's my advice for the peer pressure. And for those people who like this girl, now I feel so sad for her. Yeah, she thought that when she got married, she would stop getting harassed. But no, that's not harassment works. If they harassers, what do? They harass. Yeah. It has nothing to do with whether you are married, whether you are single or whatever. So that's not enough reason. And love is not enough. Yeah, I'm going back on my words. Now I'm sticking to my word. Love is enough. I nearly wanted to say love is not enough reason to get married. No. I'm sticking to my word. Love is enough.
You say love is enough.
Love is enough.
So even when I don't have money, you'll be there.
Why do you think they sang whether na 1 naira, whether na 1 million?
Oh my God.
Baby, I got you. Ooh. Baby, I got you. But the people that sang this song, they are millionaires.
Mr. Incredible, I'm watching.
They are millionaires, so don't get it twisted. Love is a beautiful thing.
And 1 naira cannot be found as a currency.
1 naira does not exist. 1 naira does not exist. So that's my answer.
My own is to the young, to a very I say lofty expectations.
Lofty expectations in what? Like people
Jay,
have
can you explain
expectations in marriage?
Yeah, Jay, can you explain? You people should come in. Are you shy? Are you shy?
Maybe because we did not give them a Shebi. We didn't.
I mean, now what will send that Shebi? I think personally, that the lady who is paying the debt for her husband, the young lady, her ex-husband, and that has a child. Jay, you see now, this one married at 19, born quick, before 24. Now the marriage don't calabar. So it's not a question of giving birth to children early. Children are a bundle of responsibilities. So you have to plan for them to come. Now she's paying for this her man's ex-husband's debts that she took. I don't know why she did not use the man as collateral in the bank.
How can she use the man as collateral? What are they going to do with him if he has no money?
She's paying for that thing and she's going to be paying for that debt till September, and that's putting her back for the plans that she already has for her farm.
Maybe she used that farm as collateral, and now she actually has to work to keep that farm.
But she's a very hardworking lady, so I feel I'm proud of her.
At 19, already had a farm. Oh my goodness!
Yes, I'm very proud of her, and I'm sure I kind of suspect she's the kind of lady that because she grew up with a very good dad, she expects that all men will treat her well. That's another thing, and that's why I don't. That's one part I think, and then another thing I think that I'm very proud of her because she's already left the relationship.
And in the comment section of that place, people were very, very proud of her. People were encouraging her a lot.
Yeah, the comment section was really, really good. So I hope that if she reads that comment section online, she'll feel inspired. So she left the toxic marriage. So that's to tell you that she has a good self-will, despite all the pressure that is going on. But hopefully, if she has to get into the next one,
Jay is
it
here.
will be better. Jay,
you're muted. You can unmute yourself.
Hello.
How
Hi,
are you?
Jay.
Happy New Year.
I'm fine. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's the temperature like over there?
Pardon?
What's your temperature?
I'm in Canada, so it's minus. I don't even know. It's minus something. Let me open CP24.
It's minus 30 for us today.
Yes, minus 30 in Toronto.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
bad.
why-
I mean, I'm in Mississauga, so I'm not far from you guys.
Oh,
the
so
temperature
we're
is
all in the same zone.
yeah, the temperature is pretty much the same, but it's been so bad these past couple of days. I'm just waiting for the weather to get better.
Same here, man. Happy New Year. It's good to hear your nice voice, man. We missed you in the last 2 lives, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I didn't realize you guys had 2 lives.
Every Saturday.
Oh no, I missed it. I'm so sorry.
Mommy Gio was here for
Mommy
the first
Gio
one.
came last week. Ask people that were here. People that were here.
No.
Came last week for DNA.
DNA test.
Mommy Gio is the one that is breaking the whole internet in Nigeria. Anyways, I hope you're doing well.
Oh man, I'm doing well. I hope you guys are doing well as well.
We're doing well.
So what are your questions? What was the first question?
I said, what are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
Marrying young?
Wrong.
There's no benefits to marrying young. Wrong.
No, yes, married. You see, this girl said that she married early because of pressure from the society, and also to avoid workplace sexual harassment. And we did a video about workplace sexual harassment. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Those are the 2 reasons, right? So I'm asking, what are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
Because those 2 reasons are wrong reasons to get married.
Why are you explaining the question?
Oh,
you are doing your job because you like Jay.
I'm sorry. I will be quiet. This is a bride that does not honor her husband. Call me. I will.
So that's why we're asking, like, what are the benefits of marrying wrongly? Because obviously she thought that marrying this early and marrying to this person that she thinks she loves, we protect her from all this wahala that is going on. And then the second, that's why I asked in general. And then the second one is the one that is
kind of bros.
She's trying to choose between not honoring the fully funded master's degree program abroad that she's been given admission for. She's 22 years old because the boyfriend is saying that, oh, I'm going to marry you. The third one is at 20, she went to court in Nigeria to go and get married to this man because they say let them process papers together to go to the US. The man left. 12 years later. Now she's 32. Yeah. And the guy, she wants to move on. Court is not allowing her to move on. And so she's stuck there. And she cannot marry now. She can't marry now because it's bigamy. I don't even know why they will call it bigamy in Nigeria. Then they will allow the man to be married. Anyway, that's it. Because she married in court. Yeah. So what are the benefits of marrying wrongly, or what are your opinions on this
early marriage
on these things?
Okay, so first of all, I would say there's no benefit to marrying wrongly. At the end of the day, this is what I say because I'm very close to being in my 30s now, and I'm just going to actually get married. And there was a lot of pressure. Okay, like it's not quote unquote normal for a Nigerian lady to not be married at my age. And there was a lot of pressure, whether it was directly or indirectly, to get married. And then there was also problems with the person I decided to get married with as well. Like my family had issues with it, which again, I'm not going to go into all that. But what kept me going and what pushed me is, at the end of the day, I want to make a decision where I can actually, when I go to bed at night, I can actually close my eyes and sleep confidently, knowing that the decision I made it because I believe that it was the right decision for me and me alone. A lot of people fall into that pressure because they're like, what will people say? What will people do? And I'm like, these people that you're talking about, they will not come into your bedroom at night, right? They won't be there when you're crying and fighting and getting into issues with your partner. They won't be there to help you, right? So this society that you're also even talking about, like, they won't be there if you have problems, and if you go to like a not trying to stereotype, but if you go to a typical Nigerian and you complain, most of the time you won't even get good advice, right? So
yes.
so don't make decisions based on pressure. Okay. And one of the things that also helped me as well is when the people that were pressuring me or making comments and all that stuff, I was like, sometimes it's also good to look at the person that you're getting this pressure or advice from and look at their lives. Because the truth of the matter is, some people have no business pressuring you to get married because they've left a trail of devastation in their wake. Bad marriage, children with mental health problems, and you want to be the one to be giving me advice about how to get married. So also consider the source of the pressure or advice that you're getting. And I'm sorry to say, but being married, although I can understand the rationale that the girl was using, saying that if she gets married, then it will protect her from sexual harassment at work, you will still get harassed. Even here in diaspora, you still get harassed. Whether you're married, whether you have children, whether you have grandchildren, a man with bad intentions, or even women to sexually harass people, but anybody with bad intentions or whatever, they will still say inappropriate things to you, do inappropriate things to you. Marriage won't shield you from the evils of the world. So in my opinion, getting married for the wrong reasons, one thing that kept me going on this journey is I'm confident in the decision I made. I know why I made a decision. It wasn't based on anything that anybody said to me. And at the end of the day, I can confidently go to bed at night knowing that I have made the right decision for myself, and also considering the source, because there's some specific people that were talking to me. I'm like, I know your story. Like, let's not get if we want to go there, we'll go there. I don't know if you've seen those TikToks where somebody says when they drop a message in the family group chat and then their phone is blowing up. I'm like, if we want to go there, we can go there. Exactly. So consider the source. So that's the first, to answer your first question. There's no benefit to marrying wrongly.
You answered it so brilliantly well, and thank you for explaining, and thank you for giving ideas, insights about how when she talks about the source of the pressure, I think that's what people forget. And also for people to, when she was saying it, I was not like, oh yeah, that's true, misery likes company. So people that are miserable, they want you to join their company.
Sometimes they will even see you already miserable before you enter the marriage, where it's like they enjoy hearing your worries. Like, if this person walks away, which gist will I be hearing now?
Unfortunately, it's very common among some people in our community and all those things.
Which community? I'm not part of any.
Some people, I mean, Jay, you know what I mean now. You know what? You know. So that's true. But I want to ask a question, though. Sometimes the pressure can come from very far away, and it will come through WhatsApp messages. Sometimes the pressure is not even in your face.
Sometimes you remember their voices in your head.
Or they will be coming, you will archive them on WhatsApp, but you will be sending the inspiration to pressure you to do what you don't want to do. How do we handle those kind of human beings?
Okay. This is what I've done, especially since I decided to move to the diaspora, and I've been here for a long time actually. And when I first moved, all the same people that had access to me at the time. So they'll be sending me morning prayer, sending me videos. And I'm like, okay, we need to clean up my contact list. So some people, they send me messages. Oh, I remember you from university. Oh, I remember you from this. Okay. All right. I remember you too. Hi, how did you get my number? Oh, okay, this person gave you. I will block you and block that person. I usually don't give people a lot of access to me. And if people start yanning nonsense, I block them. And if I block you and we run into each other in person, I'm sorry. Maybe I lost your number. I didn't see your messages. But one thing about making tough decisions, especially when you're facing pressure, is to be tough enough to make decisions that make you feel uncomfortable. And sometimes it means blocking people, muting them. There's some people that I don't have the chest to block, so I just mute. I don't see their messages. I don't see the notifications pop up. So I'm not able to actually read their messages as soon as it comes in, right? So you need to, because honestly, these people pressure you into making the wrong decision, and you need to create firm boundaries. If they're not able to see you or talk to you, just block them. And now I know it's very difficult for family members that are not with you, like close family members, like your parents or your uncles and your aunties. But honestly, I would say anybody that's you can afford to block them. And if you need to be ignoring people and muting them, I do it. I have a lot of people on mute on my WhatsApp. I just mute them. And it's gotten to the point where my parents now ask for permission. They're like, so was asking for you. Can we give them your number? No, give them my email address. And then if we have any conversation to have after that, we can have it after the fact. But you're not giving my contact information to just anybody. So that would be one way I would say to help, avoid that kind of pressure.
Thank you, James. I don't know why in my spirit, I just knew. I'm telling me, I must ask. When I asked this question, now Ella was tapping my leg, tapping the husband's leg. I know they get common sense, because sometimes if we don't ask these questions, then how will they donate their common sense? Somebody will come and watch it, and
how will we also know that we're not the only ones that do this?
Because I do this mute thing.
Because I block it.
I block on arrival. The only difference between me and you be say, if people know that I block them, whether you're elder or you're younger, my parents, they also know that I block. If it's going to disturb my peace, I block it. So you'll be regulated to regular mobile phone call.
Call with your handset.
Or handset. Or So when you talk about the whole mute, because sometimes some messages come in and it triggers something. So this is for people who are facing some kind of pressure and at crossroad, and when you have their close family members and
you sending you videos about
afraid.
Yep.
Now look at what Jay is saying. We combine now 3 of us echo this thing together. The mute is very important because you will not see the message.
Archive. WhatsApp has even helped us with this recent thing of archive. You won't even
and
see
the archiving whole stuff. Yeah. And the fact that being bold enough to tell your people that are your direct loved ones. So I'm talking of like parents, especially parents that always like to give out phone numbers. Now, for them to be able to ask you, okay, can I give this person your contact? And enough to say no. Sometimes when you even say no, they will say, why? This person has been in your life. My no is my no, and that is fine. You ask questions. That's fine now. Give my email.
Because sometimes it's even nice to say give my
email. You even nice. Me, I never thought of email. I've never thought about it because the only people that should send us email that time before WhatsApp came is our
family member. Like you've not spoken to me in years, number one.
Yeah. So
then I don't know you and you don't know me.
And you also, another thing that we're learning from Jay today is that you don't have to announce your boundaries. You just take the action and slowly but surely
everybody we adjust.
Just to it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jay. This is so refreshing. You see why we missed you 2 weeks ago. When we're talking about Jay, and I said, God, where Jay did?
Okay. Yeah. Another one. Adewale said something about love and finances.
Yeah.
So we're not supposed to talk about that today, but obviously that comes in with that lady that took a loan for her husband.
Yeah. And she has to start paying the loan because they're divorced now.
Yeah. And Adewale said the only way he will take a loan is if he's benefiting something from it. So you, as my groom today, I want to ask you, if let's say I have a vision to, let's say, open the biggest restaurant in Toronto. I don't have money, but I have a dream. And I say, groom of mine, let's go to the bank. Let's withdraw a loan, or let's get a loan from the bank.
Yeah.
Would you join me in that journey?
So, as my bride, now what are you currently doing for a living?
I'm working now.
You're working. So, do you have some savings?
I have savings, but savings is not enough to open a restaurant.
Okay, we have to be married for some time to gather these resources, because you know that we will go to the land, we'll go and get loans from the bank. They look at your track records now. Abi Jay,
No, but what if my own record is not good? Maybe I'm not good. Maybe I'm
so
owing.
you want to bank on my records.
Owing because there's some people that will go to the bank for loans and they cannot. The bank will not give them loan because they don't have a good track record. Because for this lady who has a farm to be in debt because of her husband, because of the loan she got from her husband, it means that he probably did not have a good track record of owing debts.
Yeah. I think for me as the groom, you will have to clean up your mess. Jay, are you there?
I'm still here.
Yeah, so we're having the conversation, right? Like the question of the girl that took what they call it? Loans for her husband. For her husband, right? Hey, Asi, how are you?
Happy New Year.
The lady that took loan for her husband, you know, and now they are divorced. The lady, she got married at 19. Now they are divorced. She's 24. She can't go ahead and do what she wants to do for her farm and other plans. She has to pay this debt till September 2022. She has
like September 2022
to finish paying the debt. But the marriage is over, right? So Ella is asking, like, so for her as the bride of today, she's asking me now, she doesn't have good track records and all those things, but she wants to open the biggest restaurant, for example, in Toronto. If I'm going to take loans for her as the new husband, and I'm telling her, we have to be married. I asked her, what does she do for a living? She says she's working, but she doesn't have good credit history. As with the marriage, so we have to be married into. You have to be cleaning up your credit history.
Yes.
While your dreams are piling up.
Yes.
When your credit history is to the level where it's clean, then you will join me to take the loan. Then we will join together and draw a contract.
Marriage.
Not business now.
Why will you draw a contract with your wife?
I don't know. People that have empire, you will draw contract business if we're going to do the business now. We will join we'll draw a contract.
Bring another angle. Maybe he had a good track record, but didn't want to take responsibility on his name. Some people are wicked.
That's actually another angle as well. That's a huge angle as well. Honestly, this is what I'll say, because my so when I first came to Canada, and then I was in school and all that stuff, and then like later on, my aunt was like, oh, like, because she knew that I was going out on dates and stuff like that. So she was like, that if I find somebody that I like, like there are some important things that I should keep my eyes open for. And I'm like, okay, like we're just joking. And she was talking. She's like, student loan, how much debt does he have? I'm like, yeah, because me coming from Nigeria, I'm like, you want student loan? Nobody knows about, like, you know, it's not common to take loans to go to school back home. So I was like, okay, she's like, there's some people have student loan of 100K, and as soon as you marry them like this, it's two of you that'll be paying. So she's like, make sure that you keep your eyes open. If you need me to do background check, just make sure. So me, honestly, what I did is, when my fiance and I said dating, like, first of all, I date with the intention that, okay, there's a potential for us to get married. And then the more I get to know you, I can then make the decision if I think that we are compatible enough to get married. But in the process of dating, you sneak and ask questions like, oh, so do you have, just jokingly, if it comes up, any opportunity you have to take a glimpse into what somebody's financial history looks like, take that opportunity and get as much information as you can from. My fiance and I have been together for almost 8 years now. And I'm going to tell you that we didn't start commingling our finances until maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago. That's when we actually like, okay, we both have this, and the only reason why we're not married is because of COVID, but we both have now officially are engaged and we're planning to get married. Now is the time for us to start looking at our finances and then making decisions together as a couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at that point, before we even got there, he knew how much debt I had, right? I knew how much debt he had. I knew, like, what his investments were. He knew what mine was. And then and only then was I confident enough, and he will probably say the same thing as well, to be like, okay, I trust this person enough based on their financial history to actually combine any form of finances together. The problem that people are running into is they get so blinded by the rush of a relationship that they don't take the time to actually ask these questions, because they're so important. There's nothing more frustrating for me when I hear that, like, you marry somebody and then after marrying them you realize that they have $200,000 in debt. It's like, what were you doing? What were you doing the whole time that you guys were quote unquote dating?
We're going to restaurants.
Exactly. What were you doing?
We're going to
Eating and fucking themselves. My body doesn't have a toll on my accent. I must say it
it's like, what were you doing? What were you taking the time to do? It's so like disappointing, you know. And then also keep in mind, it's a huge red flag if you haven't been with somebody for very long and you're not even established yourself financially to the point where you are independent, that somebody is already asking you to support them financially to fulfill their dreams. Are you kidding me? Really? Sometimes the fiance comes to me and he's like, oh, I want to open a restaurant. I'm like, we've watched enough Kitchen Nightmares to know that restaurant business is the worst business that you can ever enter into in this world. Why would you want to do that? And then we'll talk through that kind of thing. Because most of the time he's joking. It's not something that I will.
Did you see that comment?
Ice cream and seafood pasta.
Thank you. As is a wedding planner. She knows.
Love is enough. Love is enough. I'm still saying it.
So like, oh man, it's so disappointing to just see people making these decisions and they don't realize how detrimental it can be to get into a relationship like that. It's a huge red flag for somebody to ask you to take on financial burden like that. Like, no. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think you're very right. Another mistake that some people make is that they marry also based on the professional title. Oh, he's a doctor, she's a doctor, he's a lawyer, she's a lawyer, he's a lawyer, he's a IT, or she's like, some people think that by the title, tech is the new one. None of us know what tech is about. Oil and gas is not out of the way. Oil and gas was knocked out during that crisis. So now it's, I'm in tech, I'm into tech, I'm a business analyst, I'm a solution architect, I'm a doctor, I'm a this. And sometimes some people who are willing they marry the profession, the idea of the profession without looking at the finances.
Yeah.
We're talking about, because I don't know why. Do you think that sometimes people are afraid, or they just think that they will pray out the basic? Or they don't think that, because this one that I told the story a few minutes ago before we put in the live, was that this one happened real life in in the US. He married this guy, church boy, all of them, church, praise the Lord.
One day,
the Lord be praised, you are blessed. How are you today?
Hallelujah, 7 times.
Hallelujah. It is well with your soul, body, and spirit. Then they got married. This guy was over $100,000 in debt. They were filing their taxes that she got to find out the first time. Now they are divorced. She has to start paying. She has to continue paying for it.
I don't know. Like, people
also talked about. Some people don't also know that, and that's the thing. I feel like another advantage. If you are in the diaspora, I don't know why you would not want to do background check. If you are looking to get married to somebody, why will you just marry by faith?
I don't understand how people can be that. I don't mean to sound judgmental, but it's a very irresponsible thing to do. And I know it's very difficult to actually ask somebody upfront, like, how much are you making? How much debt do you have? That kind of stuff. But the thing is, there are telltale signs, and if you follow your intuition, you can actually tell if somebody is responsible with money or they're not. Right? If a fiance shows up now with like a Lamborghini, I'm like, how did you get that? Where did you get money to buy this kind of thing, right? Or if he's spoiling you with presents, it's like, wow, I can't believe that you could afford this. This is so expensive. Like, how much do you actually make? Take the time. Don't be blinded by the glitz and the glam and the trips and the food and the seafood pasta and ice cream.
The ice cream and the seafood pasta relationship.
Don't be blinded by that. Ask those questions. And if you're in the diaspora, you can actually do background check. The thing is, how to tell that somebody is actually being honest about their finances is if you ask them. If somebody is actually being shady about their finances, they can't actually give you a straight answer. When they feel very uncomfortable to respond, when they're like, why are you asking me that? Like, you know, like, it's not that we are poor. Every time you ask me for something, I'm always buying it. Like, they're getting very dodgy.
You don't trust me anymore.
With your credit
Exactly.
card. Buy your engagement ring with his credit card, and you'll be paying the base when you go get married.
Exactly. And you will not even ask, like, how much did you spend? Like, when my fiance proposed to me and I saw the ring. Yeah, when my fiance proposed to me and I saw the ring, I'm like, I had to ask him, I'm like, how much did you spend on it? And he was like, I don't want to tell you how much I spent on it. I'm like, did you spend between this range and that range? He ended up telling me the range of how much he spent on it. And the reason why I was asking you is because I wasn't sure I was comfortable enough, knowing how much he made, accepting a gift like that if it was something that was completely outrageous. And then he told me that he had actually been saving it for a long time and he bought it a while ago, and he explained the whole process to me. I still don't know precisely how much it costs, but don't be so blinded by those things, because hey, people are doing a payment plan on engagement ring. Hey, you are carrying the ring up and down and it's not fully paid for. Okay, all right.
So what of you are saying now is that
the girl will be
your man should not be giving you ring on credits.
No.
That is somebody like Faith that says she cannot date.
We add you soon.
Faith says she cannot date a broke man. So Faith, you don't want to grow with a man.
Faith said it's grow fire.
You are the groom here. You're supposed to be the man.
I don't even want a woman to grow with me. It's not difficult for me to ask you. I'm straightforward. I don't want to end with the group. So you see, my husband got a car loan. Okay, my husband got a car loan for me because my credit was too low. We had to make a contract to pay him the money every month.
Contract within the marriage.
I'm telling you guys, it sounds bizarre, but it's the right thing that you can do, because you know what? People don't talk about, like, what if this happens to me? What happens? Because you know what? I'm sorry, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Because you know what? One thing is that people get into these financial commitments without actually having the tough conversations. So what happens if you pass away? I'm not even talking about breaking up. If you pass away, what happens to your debt? Do you have life insurance? Who will carry the debt? These are the questions that you should be asking, and these don't sound sexy because people just
they
like
are sexy to my ears, though.
But they're tough conversations that you need to have.
See, there's nothing wrong with payment plan for engagement ring. It's the thought that counts. Love is enough. I've been saying these things.
Yeah, in the diaspora, people will buy the most expensive things. Like, you can get anything here in the diaspora on credits. Now, the payment plan, it comes with, you first of all be paying the interest on top of it. So some girls, they will marry, they are paying. Let me never talk. First of all, come and tell me that. This is Toby, I beg. We cannot grow together, Toby. It's impossible.
One thing. My jollof rice. So, hey guys, can you hear me?
Not the money they cook the jollof.
How you guys doing?
Toby.
We're on an island.
You guys could hear me. Actually, I was singing to myself. So, wow, today is very hot matter. Love. Love. Listen, I just call you guys to say hello. I don't know anything about love. I'm learning as I'm going. So, love matter is difficult. So, I just wanted to say hi to you guys. That's all.
Toby. How many times did I call you? 3 times.
I didn't count. I lost count.
I will call him again. Toby 1, Toby 2, Toby 3, Toby 4. You will not go. You are not going to dodge this question today.
Is that equal? 2 men, 3 women. 3 women is equal. That's equal.
I think Adewale just showed up, right?
Yeah, I did. I just did.
He will bail me out. He will speak on behalf All the men.
No, fellow man. Toby as a fellow man for today. I'm asking you, what are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
I did,
because they have answered that open. What are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
So maybe Toby did
not even make a what a bride.
I'm sorry.
Ella is my attorney. Ella is speaking for me.
I'll obey my husband, please. Don't come between this union. Please, the head of the home, please carry on. Thank you. Toby, what are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
Marrying wrongly is relative, right? To be honest, jokes apart.
Based on the story for today.
Well, those are sad stories. First of all, whether the one that was the 19-year-old girl, right?
Yeah.
And the other story, I know you guys mentioned another story like that, which I'm not sure I caught that one.
The guy left the lady.
There was one that married her in court in Nigeria. They were 22 years old. With the old relocating abroad.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry, she was 20 years old. They had hoped to relocate abroad together after getting married. But the guy left her. It's 12 years later. He does not want to divorce her. He's saying that if she moves on and gets married, he's going to sue her for bigamy. So there's that one. And then the third one is the one that she got fully funded. She got a full scholarship to travel for school.
And the boyfriend gave an ultimatum that if you love me, don't go. If you love me, you go wait for me. Wait for me. Baby, ride with me. Anyways. Look, listen, guys, this is what I'm going to say. First of all, on the first two stories, I like the last story better. On the first two, it's those things happen all the time. Like, it's life. I'm sure if you ask that girl or the people that are involved, they would say, oh, they did their due diligence, they asked all the right questions. But we know sometimes people change. People change, people evolve. You have no connection. The person, I remember this movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it, Temptations by Tyler Perry, The Confessions of a Marriage Counselor.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I cannot really remember.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to bring out, at the beginning of the movie was this couple that went to a marriage counselor, and the lady was counseling her. Apparently, she figured out that she had another partner. She was cheating on the husband. And then she said, look, I'm not going to judge you. And then she tells her story. That was the whole movie. The whole movie was pretty much about her story and all that. But one thing she said, I remember vividly, was that all of us, we go through different phases in life. We evolve until we eventually settle into who we become. So at every stage of that evolutionary process, you meet somebody. You don't know who you're meeting. You don't know, is this who I'm going to be forever, or am I going to become somebody else? So the hope you have is that you grow together, you evolve together, and you just continue to love each other. That's just it. But sometimes we know the reality of life is that people grow apart. And then when they grow apart, somebody will choose to move on, and you have no control over that. So that's a sad one. Now, on the one where somebody got a scholarship and the boyfriend is giving an ultimatum, look, that one, that don't pass, Gary. Because if you love your life, think about it. If you love your life, you go for the scholarship. Go for the scholarship. That's your life. If you're a female, men are a dime a dozen. You don't have to die with one man.
Say it again. Yeah, don't rush.
Let them hear it from a man's mouth.
No, seriously, if you are a young female, where you are still very young and you don't have to settle, because it gets to an age where you have to settle. Let's be realistic. But
why?
No, what I mean is like you tend to lower. I don't want to get in trouble here. Let me rephrase. What I mean is that people tend to lower their standards as they grow older, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you should settle for something completely outrageous, but let's not leave the story. What I'm saying is that as a young lady who have a scholarship, right? Go for it. Go live your life. Men are a dime a dozen. That will always be the day you finish that scholarship program. That will be a man that will like you and see you and appreciate you for even achieving that. For having that achievement that you've done for yourself. I don't think that if a man truly genuinely loves you, I don't think he should be giving you that ultimatum. He should be saying that, okay, so you don't want me to go for the scholarship or program, right? What alternative do you have? What am I going to be doing next?
You marry her.
Oh, to
That's
just
the
marry.
alternative now. He wants to marry her. I don't want. Toby is shocked.
Toby, why you are taking that unless Adewale contributes?
Toby did not know.
It's shocking. Adewale.
Nepa has taken light.
Oh.
Let me mute my mic. Adewale, over to you. I beg, save me from this misery.
Okay. About the first story, I mean, I was thinking, what's the benefit of marrying wrongly? And the only thing I could think of is maybe learning from your mistakes, because that's the only thing. Like, I mean, after that experience, most people get to know what a Mungo Park looks like. I guess that's the only thing. There's no really, and that you learn that mistakes at the expense of losing your mind sometimes, because the emotional scar might be too much for you to handle. So kind of like the disadvantages kind of outweigh the advantages. So I wouldn't call it a benefit, but it's an advantage. Yeah. So that's that about the first story. What was the second story? I think I forgot.
So thank you very much for answering the question. That's why I say, what are the benefits? And for you would think that I ask. Some people would think I'm asking a nonsensical question. You hear him now, experience so that you have learned from it.
But what's the point of going into that?
What's the point of experiencing
it at all?
But sometimes some people
they don't know.
Some people don't
know.
Yeah,
they don't know.
We're now learning from their own mistakes.
Yeah, and the lady, 19-year-old lady, you could tell that she's a brilliant lady and self-aware, and she was raised by a very good man. And sometimes people who are raised by a good father figure, sometimes because they are kind of sheltered or
they expect all the men to
they expect, and when some men are exhibiting traits just like their dad, some women are not wired to be street smart. So sometimes they go in with the whole intention that everything is going to be okay. Some people might grow up saying that their mother is always helping their father, and they think that men always need help. Some men will be collecting the help at the detriment of the woman, even when they don't need the help in the marriage. Like what this lady did. She collected loan on behalf of her husband and on behalf of her ex-husband. And Faith was saying something that sometimes there are some men that will be able to afford to take this loan by themselves, but they will hide their financial status. And this happened in Nigeria, so it could be that way. And then to make the woman feel like, oh, they really, really need this thing. And the lady now is in debt and she has to pay it. She has till September of this year to pay it. And she already has a child for the marriage, inside the marriage, who she needs to care for. The second story, that's why I asked what are the benefits of marrying wrongly. I expected people to think very well, and I didn't even see this part of Adewale's angle coming in for an answer. So I appreciate you for that. The question, the another thing is the second lady who was talking about giving up, considering whether she should give up her scholarship master's degree program abroad, or hope that the boyfriend is going to marry her. She's 22 years old.
I saw that story on Twitter. It's like when I first started thinking about relationship, the first thing I learned was that your goals should always come first in any relationship you have as a man or a woman, because the love you have, it's like love is like, I think a lot of people just think love is something that you meet someone and you know that common phrase, love at first sight, or maybe love at 2 weeks. It doesn't work. Like, love is something that like could even take you a lifetime to achieve. It's like it's a gradual stuff, so it can't really sustain your relationships. What sustains your relationships are the goals, like things you achieve. And if you put that at the back burner and then you put the relationship first, most of the time you lose yourself. You lose yourself in the relationship, and then you start getting depressed or angry at your partner and you don't really know why. So it's like you always have to put your goals first. If it's not there, if you're in a relationship where you're like where you're always putting your partner first before your goals, that's a red flag for me. I mean, it's just a red flag, because I mean, I was speaking to my younger sister the other day. She said that there was this guy she used to like they were thinking of starting a relationship or getting married in the future, but she wasn't really sure. And then the guy came all the way from, I don't know if you've been anywhere in the West. The guy stays in Akure, that's in Ondo State.
Ondo
And
State.
my sister is currently in OAU in Ile-Ife. So he
Mm.
moved all the way from that place to her school, asking her to give her a second chance. And then she said she refused. And the first thing I told her was that as a man, I first asked her like what are his goals, because she told me like the guy he's looking for a master's program on scholarship somewhere, and he's been doing that for about 2 years now. So that was the first question I asked her, like, how about that? What's going on? And then she said that there's nothing. And she said something that she told the guy to try to do something else while he's looking for the scholarship.
Yeah.
So he can sustain himself. And then she said he has not really done any of that. Like he's just not that kind of person. Then I told her that as a man, like he needs to set his goals straight. If he doesn't, he's not for you. And then she like that's just how I've always seen it. It's like your goals always have to come first. If it doesn't, like who marriage help? Like
Allow it to loud it. And sometimes there are some ladies who are really swayed away by the fact that he traveled all the way. I know the Nigerian men. Nigerian man will travel from heaven to earth to prove whatever his mission is. Whether it's a good man or a bad man.
Sometimes it's even a bet with their friends.
Whether a good Nigerian man or a bad Nigerian, what am I trying? I don't know of any other African man, but Nigerian men, if from heaven they will travel. That's say that if you are in Nigeria, they will travel from abroad, from the US, to come and visit you in Nigeria to prove that they are serious. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are serious. So,
of course, that's true.
Because
can I say something?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. So I actually just put in the chat. My sister actually had a similar experience. So this is a few years ago. After she did NYSC, she was, how the whole system is, right? So she couldn't get a job, and she had been dating this guy for a while. So she started applying for masters abroad, and then she finally got a scholarship. And then this guy is like why can't they get married? They have to get married right now, and she sent me a message, and she's like, oh, like what should she do, that the guy is really pushing, and I'm like, okay, message the guy and be like, I really want to do this master's degree program. And I think it was a year, or I don't even know, maybe a year or two, I can't remember. I was like, okay, let him give you 1 year. If he really cares about you, let him give you just 1 year, and you promise that you will come back and get married. As I was saying that, I knew in the back of my mind that this guy is going to disappear. And I was like, and she had already met his parents. He'd already met our parents.
Introduction.
Yeah. So I was like, why is he pressuring you? Like she was in her early 20s, maybe even 21 at the time. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're too young. Because what's going to happen is he's going to convince you to stay, right? And then he says, maybe they can do the masters after they get married. I'm like, he's going to convince you to stay, right? And then you don't go do the masters, and then he'll convince you to have 1 kid, and then you have 1, and then he'll convince you to have 2, and then your life is pretty much over, right? Like who can do masters? Well, some people do it, but like, can you see yourself dragging around 2 to 3 kids doing master's degree? Where will you even get the money from when you already have 2 kids to take care of, to pay for masters, right? So she went back to him and gave the 1 year thing, and he was like, oh, he just wants to. Anyway, I said, go for your masters. Exactly. If he really loves you, right, and he desperately wants to get married to you, right, he will reach out to you after 1 year, and you guys can then consider what the relationship is going to look like at that point. My girl went to she went to the UK. 6 months later, he sent her a WhatsApp message saying, I just want to let you know so that we end this on a high note. So I'm getting married tomorrow. I'm getting married tomorrow. I really loved you and blah, blah, blah. He sent this long epistle. I'm like, I said it, I did not say it. I tell you this that this guy was not
wait. You see the people not be honest to say and common sense now. The man
it's common sense actually.
If even he had already found somebody else and they're already married right now. And then she was doing some digging and she found that and the whole time he was tag teaming both of them. You know what I mean?
And I'm sure that his mother knew. His mother, I'm sure they knew because
Ella, be coming down.
They know. This thing you are saying, my own happened after NYC.
I'm enjoying these stories.
This one, this one I've already got my this to go and do masters.
Yeah, you went for your degree.
Yes. And then I've already, like Adewale was saying, having your goals. It is very, very true. Mm-hmm. It's very, very true. So I've already dreamt of how I'm going to leave Nigeria after the NYC and all those things. I'm going to do my masters and all the blah, 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 blah. This guy, too, the same, that's why you go to chase you NYC time. All those, so the last meeting. So what if,
always those stupid what if questions.
Because the thing is that the culture makes it seem as if the people are always
women.
The timetable of a Nigerian girl is go to school, do your degree. If you manage get first degree, finish, do NYC, the next thing is marriage. And all those things. That's the perception of the society. Realistically, that's what they pressure you to do. Mm-hmm. This guy can't. I think we went somewhere to go and eat or something like that. To telling me without the dream of the United States. I've been seeing it in my dream. It was so good for me because at that time I don't know anybody for US. I was ready to go by myself. It's a soloist. This guy's what
a travel vlog.
We just say, hey, and we said that time now. We just get married. What if marriage just comes up? I said, what do you mean? Marriage before the masters or marriage after the masters? You say, what if the marriage comes before the masters? I said, why would the marriage come before the masters? So like if he wants to marry me or something, I say, the marriage can wait. I'm going to school. It's not negotiable. And that was the last time I heard from him. So I don't know that because I know I'm leaving the country. Whether I'm going to come back, I don't know.
If you want to drive abroad, go free. Go free.
Even people that get married and then after they are married, then
they will not travel to go and school.
The husband will say he wants to go and study abroad, or the wife will say, I'm leaving my husband, I'm going to study abroad. Then why did you get married for that? You're supposed to be together now. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to be together. So like that's why when Jay was saying this thing, hell, may we rent fathers and mothers for you. They will take, let me give you a quick story. This is what happened in the US, real life. This guy, I want to marry somebody from his place. I want to marry somebody from his place. Met this girl, like this girl, or so she thought. But this girl has been privy to history of this guy chopping and going. If you don't know what I mean, please ask a Nigerian. Then this guy traveled to Nigeria to go and see this girl's family. Oh, for love. Traveled to our hometown, made his intentions known. So the girl thought everything was going good. Until by the time he came back, I think few weeks and all that, say he doesn't think this thing can work. Oh. Why will he not work? What happened? Then he started telling his friends that, it won't be nice. He has to marry somebody from his own village. Gone. So all this while, you'll be with the girl. You didn't know you married from your own village. I was telling somebody, I said, Nigerian man. And that's the only one I know.
Some. It's not all Nigerian.
Good. That's why I said Nigerian man.
Of course, I'm not like that.
No, that's why I say Nigerian man, whether a good Nigerian man or a bad Nigerian man. Nigerian men are very...
They will try to prove the love to you. Now.
Yes, they don't mind it. That's what I'm saying. That's
the thrill.
That's what I'm proud of them for that one. They will go the extra mile to prove.
Thank you very much.
To prove whether the good one or the bad one. That's why I'm putting it that way now, because I know that there's some good Nigerian men.
Yes, thank you.
So, as a lady, shine your eye. Nothing say because you travel, go meet in family. Your family.
Pleasure.
Your family. You think that he's still going to go. I mean,
maybe they're calling you our wife.
Our wife.
If they're in a relationship and they're calling you our wife, break up with that. Go away.
There's some people that will rate. I'm telling you. I told one of my friends, I said, hey God, the girl already knows he's traveling to Nigeria. All this one that the girl is feeling like, because of it. No, he has planned. What it is to travel from United States to Nigeria. It's not small coins. They will travel, but they already have the agenda of why they are also traveling. They just put you in the list of I go just drop by.
Just go by this one village.
But some people, when they're so much in love and they see all this,
their eyes like this side.
It's blind. This where the blind side? It's on blind side, blind spots, right? They don't
see. The scales are still there.
And this girl was shattered. Months, I think few months after the relationship, this guy already got another person pregnant. So his own the person who got pregnant is based in the US, so with him too. Just like that one was based in the US, but because she's from his own hometown. But when they talk, say if he knock woman, he know they interested anymore. How come? This one sharp. What was it? So what I'm trying to say is that so Nigerian men
just wicked.
Good or the bad one, they will travel for love. That's exactly what that's all I'm just saying. So like
so can I let me say a few things, guys. You know, the whole thing about when to marry, or again, look, quick caveat, I am not a marriage expert, I am not a love expert. You know, but the point I'm just gonna make is that it's just personal for I think at the end of the day. You know, sometimes some people I have seen where people they sort of, and it's unfortunately is the women that always make the sacrifice. You know, I think society have sort of given women a very terrible deal in this whole conversation.
Sophie, there was a man that once told me women have a special grace on their
What
head.
the heck?
What grace? I said, what do you mean special grace?
To suffer? To accept ridiculous offers and suffer?
God has given women a special grace.
No. So that is very paternalistic at best. That's one of the crap that people say to justify idiocy, and I'm not going to accept that. So, you know, for a long time, we've come from a time where your woman, as a woman, it's your place to suspend your dreams, suspend your plans, for I don't know, the greater good. You know, now the man can pursue his dreams, he can do whatever he wants to do, but you are the one that's supposed to stay back, you know, scale back. You know, and I think that we are moving away gradually, thankfully, from that mindset.
Yeah.
You know, and we're coming to an era where women are, you know, finding their voices now. They are, you know, they are basically doing a lot of things, and they're also negotiating the deal and saying, look, why should I be the one to abandon my plans? Why should I be the one to forget what I want to be, you know, whatever? And you're just free, you're just going everywhere, you're doing whatever you want to do. So I think at the end of the day, the modern or postmodern woman should always remember.
Postmodern
I mean, they use it interchangeably. Yeah. So the point is, you know, you should always be mindful of that fact. That look, at the end of the day, forever is a long time.
Yeah.
And you know, just think about that. You know, again, even as you make your personal choice, which no one can make for you, whether you want to make it at 19 or you want to make it at 22, you know, forever is a long time. And I think also, second thing I want to say is that I think that companionship is what we're looking for at the end of the day. I think that's for the most part, that's what we're looking for. So we use marriage to find companionship. You know, so for me, I see it as a means to an end, not the end itself.
Yeah.
You know, that's why some people, when they anticipate that the marriage is going to fall apart, they'll be like, after all, I don't born. So, you know, my children will console.
So you made a stand in the marriage.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you've shown that you have been married.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want children. I don't still remain, you know. So, you know, so I think that at the end of the day, that even if you don't have a crystal ball to read the future, to know what the future holds, but you can invest in the now, and you can determine now. You can say, now I want to invest in myself. I want to invest in my future. I want to be ready and to be completely independent of anybody, so that if things fall apart, to quote Chinua Achebe, and I will have something meaningful to make of my life. You know, so you don't have to use marriage to have children anymore. We now know that. You don't have to use a man to even have children, by the way. We now know that too. You know, so a lot of things are evolving, a lot of things are changing. people should not, especially women, they shouldn't submit themselves to pressures of society to now begin to bow to some of these ridiculous offers that some of these men they bring. So that's all I would say. It's a complicated discussion. I am glad you guys finally are talking about love.
We're not talking about love. We're not talking about love.
You people in this,
we're talking about
relationship. Relationship is one of those topics that we dread it, but it looks like you people like relationship.
We do.
Relationship is that the one. Did you say something?
No, I said I didn't.
No, I'm the one talking. I say we like relationship. Bring it on.
Adewale, are you seconding that motion? Adewale, you like relationship talk too?
No. I just think people like the idea of love. I don't know. For me, it's like, for me, I've always found relationships complicated because there are a lot of variables like involved, and like for me, it's like whenever I find someone attractive, I always give myself like 1 week to really ask myself, do I really like this person, or am I just
that butterfly? Just 1 week. You're a better man. Just 1 week.
I give myself. I always do it because one thing I've realized is that I think that's how I got to the conclusion that love is not enough. It's not really what sustains marriage.
Wait,
after 1 week, the same intensity I started with is not what I finish with. It just starts dying after some time.
So let me.
I have a question for you, and Toby. Please, do men also feel, but within that 1 week, do you people feel butterfly in your stomach? Because I have known that.
Do.
Oh, you people do. Oh, wow. Oh.
We do. It's like, I think guys just try to hide it because, like, you want to be macho and like.
You are a man.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
we do as well. We do.
They do.
We do.
Yeah, why are you speaking for us? Don't speak
I'm
for
sorry.
us.
Okay, but they do.
Please, Toby said, Jay said,
she knows what she's saying. She knows what she's saying.
They do. They just hide.
Really?
They just hide. Thank you. They just hide very well.
They're just not expressive about it.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of times when you meet somebody new, the novelty of that whole experience is what really generates all these so-called butterflies. Now after a while, to Adewale's point, after a while, it doesn't matter if you meet anyone. I don't care who you meet. At the end of the day, the so-called butterflies or the emotional whatever roller coaster, it's not going to be the same.
Okay.
It happens to everybody. It's not going to be. So at that point, that's when the rubber meets the road.
That's the finish. When the finish enter, butterfly.
Yeah, familiarity breeds contempt, and then but that's where you roll your sleeves and you go to work. I think where hopefully the entire relationship is not sustained by the butterflies, but they're sustained by some things more tangible, more concrete.
But I think
I have a question for Toby. Toby, we not ask this question. Thank God you go dodge this one today.
Ella, your sunglasses with one eye.
I don't know they wear so. You the man today.
Best way they call you attorney, you don't even know where to your face look like.
No,
Toby,
yeah.
I have a question because I think okay, I don't know if Adewale has answered that question, but let me ask you first because I know Jay has answered it. Okay. So will you take a loan for somebody that you love
so that they can fulfill their dreams?
Because that's what the first lady did. She took a loan in the marriage.
Yeah. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
And so you will not take loan for a woman
or a woman that you
love.
Not yet. Not yet. So let me. So we're not married yet, right? In this scenario,
your woman, whether it's your wife or your partner or your girlfriend,
your wife. This
girl,
she was already.
Wife is easy.
Wife is easy.
So you will not have a contract like Anna's husband because Anna and her husband
they have contract too.
She's paying.
Are you kidding me? Contract for what?
Wait, not the holla now. Which one the holla?
I don't know why they best you.
What did they holla you now? Put one. Read what Anna said.
My husband got a car loan for me because my credit was low. We had to make a contract to pay him
the money. Yes.
Why are you breathing?
Nothing wrong inside that. Welcome,
Dr. T. Welcome.
So let me say this: there is nothing wrong in going into debt for your partner.
Wait.
As a husband,
As a
Head of the family.
I don't know that they will go second.
let me just finish my thought. Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
There is nothing wrong from my opinion. Again, my opinion. There's absolutely nothing wrong in taking out a loan for your partner, because the assumption is that you are building a life together. So in this context, she said that her credit was not good, and so either he co-signed or something. Couples do that for each other because the assumption is that you're building something. You're building family. You're building even your finances together. You're building, I don't know, an empire, whatever it is that your goals or your financial objectives are. The point is you are building together. You are individuals, but then you are together. You're building together. Now, so let's fast forward to where the relationship did not work.
Yeah, like the lady that is paying the loan now.
Yeah, you have to go your separate ways. Those are the things that the judge will figure out.
No. She took the loan by herself for her husband. We're not talking about Anna now. I'm talking about the 19-year-old girl.
I was speaking to Anna in the comment.
Yeah, I understood Anna's point from
okay, understood Anna's point.
Okay, so the 19-year-old girl, what? Tell me about that, please.
The 19-year-old girl took out a loan for her husband, right? So now they are divorced. She has to pay. She has until September 2022 to pay off that loan.
Did this happen in Nigeria or in America?
Nigeria. I think it's Nigeria. She's 24 years old now.
Whether in Nigeria or America,
she had a farm.
The laws are kind of,
Not be the laws, Toby. The loan is in her name.
The loan is in her name.
No. I understand that. I'm not denying that. Yo. I'm just saying that. So
but I get
this is where a prenup comes in, or postnup. Okay, you can
do it. Toby like this prenup.
Toby, before you
I'm actually saying a postnup. You could do a postnuptial agreement, which is after you're married. Yes, it can be drawn up, and that loan can be included in the agreement. That was what Elon Musk did to his wife.
Now,
talking about a Nigerian woman that has fun yet.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying about the laws over there. The laws are lax to the point where they don't cover or protect the individual. This lady
the loan is in the woman's name.
The man does not have anything to do with the loan.
But not they are divorced, you're saying, right? You're saying they're divorced.
But the loan is in her name, so she has
to be responsible.
Yeah, because she collected the loan in her name.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand what is the question.
I'm not asking you now.
I'm not asking that will you take a loan, like not be say it's not you and your partner together. No, it's your name. For example, now let's say your partner, whatever, we are using the restaurant example, wants to open the restaurant, the biggest restaurant in your city, but they want you to take the loan on their behalf.
Yes,
maybe they have bad credit or whatever, but this is their dream. You know that they cook well. They say, okay, husband or boyfriend or whatever you had to me. This is all that I want. You just take this loan for me. I hit what employer say, hit the ground and keep moving. I will hit the ground and start moving.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking, like, will you take a loan for your partner, whether it be wife or girlfriend? Because it can be girlfriend that we talk to wife.
I'll keep it simple. Yes, I will.
Okay, Adewale. Will you take a loan for somebody that you are married to or you are in a serious relationship with? The loan will be in your name.
I would like to say no, but judging based off how I've reacted in my past relationship, I think I can. But I would have to know that person, like how the person manages their money. And I would also want to see how viable that business or whatever they want to do is. Like, and there's going to be a timeline. It's like maybe after a few months, I need to see where you are in the business. It's like, is it going well? I have to be involved. It's essentially, that's what I'm saying. I have to be involved
before you take the loan.
After I've taken, while I'm planning, like before and after, it's like.
But the business never starts now. So how you want to take?
I mean, the business is going to start with the loan, right? So before I take the loan, we'd have to sit down together and talk finances and everything. Like what's your plan? What's the business plan? How do you want to achieve? Yeah, like it has to be practical in my head. If it's not,
a very difficult question.
It's difficult. Love.
It's a difficult question. I think we're guys. We're dwelling here. We're dwelling on hypotheticals here.
Not be hypothetical. This is reality.
No, listen.
You won't provoke me here. Should be for one relationship. Let me shade my glasses. Looks like I'm not being serious enough. I'm not taking no guidance. If I know this girl, I will tell this girl that don't do it. Don't do it. Fine. I will not give advice.
No. I think hers was not practical. It's like,
well, whether it's practical or not.
If the guy, I mean, you need to know your partner. Like, is this person business minded?
You cannot know. That's why some men, when they die, that's when they know all their children. You cannot know everybody.
I think there are ways you can set some guardrails to things like
exactly.
This. You can. So if it's a credit issue, you could co-sign on the loan. So there are there's evidence that you are both on the loan. We're not talking about going to the bank and withdrawing cash and dumping on somebody's lap here. No. We're talking something more serious. Like Anna Adewale was explaining, there are certain things you have to do. Okay, is it a business idea? Okay, have you done your due diligence? Have you, what is the plan? All those things,
the plan?
And we're not even talking about a stranger. This is somebody that you are involved in. And if you believe in that, there will be documents that will be we're not riding on love alone. Ella's and you make not do face like that. I'm going to explain.
Someone you know to explain.
Wait, this is not a random stranger, okay? This is somebody that you're involved with, that you are building a life with, and even at that is what I'm saying, that things have to be written down. And then
like Anna's husband.
So in terms of, okay, I'm gonna co-sign on the loan.
Yeah.
Your name is there, my name is there. Now, again, I always think of what if things fall apart. I'm blessed that I live in a country where the judge is going to look at the documents.
Now the judge will judge the case. You're not gonna get good lawyer.
Now the judge
but you want to have a good lawyer.
If you don't have a prenup, the judge will split it on 50-50. And then you look at your debt obligations.
They made this argument just easy on their side. We did not say call loan. We say the loan. No, you are the one collecting the money. It's on your name. You go with your chest to the.
No. Okay. That one is easy. Okay, I give up. That one is easy.
No.
My brain won't pay me. I will not say no.
Because we are just being realistic.
Exactly.
That's it. There are a lot of. Now let's ground it now to our Nigerian men. There are a lot of Nigerian men that will take out loan in their name to support their wives. To send their women to school. And those bloody women, they will come back now, come and talk nonsense that the love. It's not their stuff. It's not their stuff. It's not my stuff. I can't marry a trader.
Yo and Ella, it happens. It doesn't mean they didn't love each other. They loved each other at the time he took out the loan, yes. But then the relationship did not work. You can't blame him for acting on the love he had for the woman at the time. You cannot. You go out of your way to satisfy a woman that you love.
So Toby, are you not telling me that love is enough? Love can impact the kind of financial decision you take.
It does every day. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's talk about dating alone. Do you know how much guys spend every month? I don't know about. Do you know how much we spend every month on dating?
This is not for business sake. Jay, please feel free to join this segment because these two gentlemen here. I want to twist the thing. I can join you in the contract.
You will spend for the one you love.
Spending is a different case. It's a choice because both of you want to enjoy the relationship. Now I'm saying that you don't have the money. You have to go to a bank. You have to go to where with this place where they always advertise quick loans. Cash money. You go to cash money and you use your name to collect, let's say, $50,000 because you want to make your partner happy. Valentine is coming. As a person.
No. Valentine happy.
No, I can't do it.
No. I give up.
I'm not asking for colon. Anybody can do colon. Parents can do colon. The colon is.
Valentine help. I give up. But if we're talking serious investment, business investment, that will require all this detailed analysis that I think Adewale and I were talking about a minute ago, yes, I'm for that. But so, just to impress a girl because she ain't with you.
So do not they twist my tongue for you.
Nigerian men.
Now, people say if are going to do studies, I want to ask you.
And they say they can make their financial decisions based on love.
But
I've never heard
I didn't say that.
I'm saying it.
That's what you talking about.
Now, Adewale, Mr. Feasibility Studies, because I know you go study this thing first.
Adewale has a new title now.
How you going to Adewale a professor now? Adewale, how you going to carry out these feasibility studies?
I didn't say I'm going to do a feasibility study.
No,
I
said it, but you say it.
Okay.
Your head.
Yeah, it has to mix it. Like I'll talk to someone else like about the business, like someone that knows much about it, and see like is this practical? Like what's that word they use in business school?
Due diligence.
I forgot that word. Not that. Like what's the like how you like the estimation of how far a business can go? I forgot the word.
Projections.
Yes, projections. Exactly. That's the word I was looking for.
Intelligent.
So I have to know those things. Then I'm going to see. Okay, what if I get this loan, like, and this business like dies, for example, would I be able to survive? Would we survive the loan?
Survive on love. I tell you that.
I say love is not enough. At least for me, it's not enough. It's not enough.
Not enough, baby.
At least for me.
Come to me.
Exactly. It's not enough. I'm not. I mean, I watch romantic movies for fun. It's not realistic. So
Nollywood or non-Nollywood?
I don't watch
both of them, all of them. Well, Nollywood is funnier, like the jokes and everything. It's relatable. Hollywood is like Disney and all that stuff. So but I'm just saying like it has to make sense in my head. That's what I mean.
Oh guys, let's be realistic though. When you
I'm realistic now to be
when you are involved with someone, when you are in a serious relationship with someone,
I don't want to be the person this serious
because he has to be serious. Only Sazino said he's seriouser than it.
He's very serious, sir. I just read that. That's serious matter. You people have brought a serious topic today. This is a very.
You are bringing relationship to your. In fact, every
do you know how long I've been praying to God Almighty to inspire you guys to start talking about this matter?
You would have asked. He asked already about what they do relationship.
They do love something, but if God has spoken to you guys.
Not because speak to us. Not because
that's what you want to believe.
We're not Nigerian pastors.
If that's what you want to believe.
Okay, hold on.
What
I was gonna say is that to be realistic, I'm very practical. When you are involved with someone, you will go out of your way to make certain decisions. Because you are with that person. I mean, there are several stories. I'm sure you guys know these stories where people have made sacrifices. They've done things for people that they love. Now the objective though, or the main goal really should be that as you make those decisions, make sure they're intelligent decisions. So you're not just riding on emotions alone.
I mean, you're the one that said that love will make you do.
Toby, if you be love doctor, you go wicked.
When I say love can influence the finances, you have to make objectives.
Objective when you're in love.
So make I explain that they talk. Love is a relative term. Okay, very, very relative. Now, I see love as a verb. I love you, so I'm doing things. It's an action word. Okay. That's the way I say it. The love motivates me. It inspires me to, and your ass better be inspiring me to do other great things, by the way, because as I do well, the relationship will do well as well.
We're supposed to lift up your partner in love.
That's what it's saying now.
That we're supposed to inspire each other. So that way it's not a one-way street. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So all I'm just saying is that, look, when you are involved with someone, you will make certain decisions, including financial decisions, in the hopes that you better the person. Now, does that necessarily bulletproof or fail-proof the relationship? It doesn't. We know that it doesn't. And then that day may come where you have to part ways. Okay, fine. It does not mean you made a bad decision back then. No. The fact that you are separating does not invalidate the decision you made when you were in love. It doesn't mean that you made a decision.
So
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Because even when people are genuine, even when they have genuine intentions, good people still end up in divorce. Yes. So the fact that you end up in divorce doesn't mean you didn't have a good life when it was good. It was good while it lasted. Yes.
Okay.
But now you have decided to go your separate ways for some reason best known to you guys. Let's pretend for a moment there's no abuse. There's no abuse. Nobody is getting killed or whatever. You know, we're not thinking of worst case scenario here. We're thinking even in the best case scenario situation, when people have good intentions, you may still end up separating and going your separate ways. Even when that happens, my point is, it does not mean you made a terrible decision back when it was good. You know, that decision was made on the basis of the fact that you had something good going on and you were trying to invest in that something good. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I agree with all of that. I agree with everything that you're saying. And, you know, the only thing that I'm going to say is that you should also protect yourself while you're doing that. While you're making the investment to... Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I switched to my headphones. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm saying while you're, you know, making decisions and building and growing together, it sounds really weird, but you need to also look out for yourself in the process. Because like Toby said, relationships fall apart all the time, right? You cannot foolproof your way. I know I was talking earlier about doing your due diligence, asking the right questions. If you can do a background check on your partner, do it, but make sure that you have all the information that you can actually make informed decisions while you're in the relationship. But even with all of that, you cannot predict whether your relationship will last or it would not last, right? But while you're in that relationship, I think what people forget to do is also to look out for themselves in the process as well. And then they start to lose themselves while they're in the relationship. That includes financially, emotionally, and physically. And when you lose yourself in the process, that's why divorces can be so devastating for some, because they don't even recognize who they're looking at once the relationship has fallen apart, because it's like, who am I without this person, right? So all I'm saying is, yes, make those decisions, make informed decisions, but still look out for yourself as well. I think it's in my nature to always be like, you know, considering, you know, worst case scenario. And it's maybe a horrible way to live. But you know what? I'd rather be realistic about, you know, yes, we might love each other so much right now, but we might not in 5 years. What does that mean for me emotionally? What does that mean for me career-wise? What does that also mean for me financially, right? Like if you're taking on, you know, for example, a mortgage, or we're doing a business together, what does that mean for me when we decide to split? Right? Does that mean that I'm going to be left homeless? Will he be left homeless? Would I like to see him be homeless? You know, are we able to save money independently, including all of the debt as well, or including the joint accounts that we have? Am I able to save money for myself in case of a rainy day? Do I have my own investments? So yes, it's great to have all these, you know, ideas about, you know, what love means and growing together and all that stuff. But you need to be a little bit selfish, so that, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but think about yourself and the possibility, which nowadays the chance of getting divorced is getting high, especially with the pandemic, right? So look out for yourself, you know, while you're making all of these decisions. And you know what? I can't even confidently say yes, I would take a loan in the name of my partner, even though we've been together. In my name. Sorry, excuse me. In my name, even though we've been together for almost a decade. I can't say a complete yes, and I cannot say a complete no, because there's several factors involved. You know, I do trust my partner. What do you mean? What do I mean to say? Financially, I know he's responsible, but the thing is, like, I don't also let that be the only judge of why I would do certain things. And that's the kind of, conversations you should have with yourself, is if you decide to split, what does this loan mean for me? Am I left carrying the bag, right? And then what is this partner's track record with money? You can easily tell. Does this partner that's coming with this lofty business idea, does this person have any experience with businesses before? Has he had businesses before?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a big business. It could be like a small, side hustle that you're doing. Do you have any knowledge of this industry that you're about to walk into? Did you just hear on somebody's YouTube channel that they're making money doing crypto, and then all of a sudden you want to do crypto as well? Like, where are you getting this information from? And are even you responsible with money on a regular day, right? Like, are you buying things that you cannot afford, right? Or buying things that you don't need when you can't pay the rent or you can't pay your mortgage? And if you have a partner like that, I would advise you to think twice before opening any kind of loan or taking any kind of burden in your name, because
account self,
because I think in Canada, actually, I was just looking it up now, like the laws are, you're not responsible for any debt that is in your partner's name. So let's say, for example, like I get married to my partner and then he has like $100,000 debt. If we get divorced, it's not going to be split. He is responsible for his debt because it's in his name, right? So if I decide to take a loan, I'm going to be left holding the bag. Are you kidding me? I'm not doing that. No, no, absolutely not. So unless it's a joint business, we both own the business. We have shares in the business. We have 50-50 partners where you cannot make decision on the business without involving me in the process. Then like I'm not doing that. No.
Yeah, and I completely agree with everything Jay just outlined. It goes back to what we were discussing before. This is as opposed to so in my day job, as a financial whatever, people tend to get to ask you all the time, should I co-sign on this car note? Should I co-sign on this mortgage? Should I do this? I remember telling this young girl who was like 17. And she was asking, she wanted to build her credit and go into all kinds of investments and all that. And one of the things she was telling me that the challenge she has is she's always having family members, demand that she co-signs for them. She buy, take out a loan. This very topic that we're discussing. And I remember telling her that, look, don't do it. Because for family, it's hard. It's difficult. I'd rather you take cash. If you can afford it, take cash and give it to that family member. But to put something that may potentially damage your financial future, then it's a huge risk you're taking. Now that said, if you're in a relationship, if you're going to take out a loan, and like Jay rightly said it, think about the worst case scenario. If this falls apart, or if we are no more together, is this going to devastate me? Is this going to ruin me? Am I in a position to replicate this money quickly and maybe pay back or whatever? If not, then it's not a finance. So it's not an emotional decision, is what I'm saying here. Is what we're all saying, I guess. It's a logical decision, to put it simply. It's a logical decision, and it's going to be a simple yes or no. But having said all of that, I think that we have to be careful at the same time to not put too much weight on a very dark future for the relationship. Like what I mean is like there's a thin line between, okay, we're taking it one day at a time, and then what if we fall apart, and what if it doesn't work? Because sometimes the kind of mindset you carry and that energy, it'll reflect in how you can even carry yourself in that relationship. It's what I'm saying. So I have seen people who are insecure and maybe they don't do well in relationships. Maybe things always fall apart for them. So they go into this new relationship with the same mindset, and the way they talk, the way they act, the way they, make decisions. They're telling this new partner that, look, I know you're going to leave me anyways. So, and the guy is like, or maybe the girl, whatever the case is, I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. I don't care what happened to you in the past. So I think making money decisions is completely different from emotional decisions. But then even as you anticipate the worst case scenario, you got to be hopeful. You got to be hopeful that worst case scenario will not come. Because if you keep believing, if you keep believing that one day it will not, one day we're going to go our separate ways, it will feed into your behavior.
Toby. Some people you have to be optimistically realistic.
Yeah, you have to be
realistic just in case, so that everybody,
the relationship may not scatter, but the partner may die. What are we not talking about here? The relationship may not scatter.
You know what? You know what? Like I can understand that perspective of walking into a relationship feeling insecure, carrying a lot of baggage, thinking that your partner, the relationship is going to end and all that stuff. It's a toxic way to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I feel like those are two separate conversations. Okay. If you have emotional baggage and you come into a relationship, there's nothing I can do to help you. What I would suggest is to go see a therapist and work on your issues. But I personally, I'm just saying that as just like, and I've used this analogy before, just that we hope and pray that we won't get into an accident at some point. We still have to pay your car insurance, right? So subconsciously,
protected.
And you're not, and it's not like, oh, I'm having this diabolical plan in the back of my mind, just scheming and hoping that one day when this relationship falls apart. But it's just subconsciously, like, every time I get a paycheck, I throw $100 from my paycheck in a savings account that has my name on it. Exactly. Or I have extra $500. I'm going to throw it to my RRSP, right? Or I have this, I'm going to throw it there. It's not like you're actively sabotaging behind the scenes, but just have your own thing in the back of your mind, and just protect yourself, because there's going to come a time that you might actually need it, and there's nothing worse than regretting that you actually didn't have that plan in place when you have to implement it. That's just
I agree. No, I completely agree with you, and I agree that there are two separate things. For the financial part, it's whether you make a decision on because you love the person, you are paying for them to go to school, which I don't think anything is wrong with that as well, by the way, guys. You can pay for somebody to go to school, you can which is kind of different from taking out the loan.
Generous guy.
Me, I never answered.
I'm the Dark Knight. I'm the one that is coming to save the princess.
You see how your voice went down when you wanted to say the princess. Personally, right? If, for example, somebody say you want to go and open restaurants, whatever business you want to do, and you're looking out for today and what, Mr.
What if you're an influencer on YouTube?
It can be anything. Anybody can have a dream to be whatever they want to be. And they believe that they can even come up with the business plan and all that. And for today, I'm Mr. Yo-Yo, right? Say hypothetically the husband or whatever, even if I'm the wife. You want to come and you're asking me for loans. When you have to go and work in that field, let me use restaurant, for example. You have to take out time. And whether it's part-time you want to do, work in that area of specialization. Test it.
Yeah.
Test behind the scenes. Test all those. You have to have those experience. There are things you have to do. There are different ways to test whether you want to be in a particular business. Like Adewale was saying, like, I have to see that it will make sense. For me, I have to say that you have to be doing it for it to be making sense for me. Because taking a loan in my name, when it comes to money, love has got nothing to do with it. I don't care whether I'm in relationship with somebody I'm dating for many, and once it comes to my money, no prayer, no. Because I know it's a decision that is tied to my living and existence as a human being. So for me to be able to say, I think this is more complicated than we think. Love leaves you most times no chance to have all these beautiful, intelligent decisions. And sweep you up. Now they talk. So that's why when Jane was saying the thing about that's why Toby, when you were talking about all this thing, and that, okay, for the fact that some people might be having this mindset in their head and all that. No, it's at the back of your mind. You have to be optimistically realistic, because you can't. Sometimes we can't even predict our own self. Not to talk of somebody that.
Okay, yo. I will rephrase.
No, you don't have to rephrase, but because I understood the angle where you're coming from.
Okay.
I understood the angle.
No. I was just going to talk about your realistically optimistic.
But for me as an individual, when it comes to finance, love has got nothing to do with it for me. Nope. I know that you see this eyeglass when I wear,
I'll break the other one for you. Sir.
Finance is right here. The love is right there. If it's not making sense where I can see, and it has not been tested, I am sorry.
See, so you can take out the loan. Okay, let me understand what you're saying, Yo-Yo. You can take out the loan, but it has to make sense.
I'm not going to take. I didn't say that.
Eh?
I didn't say that.
You would never, under no circumstance.
I never said never either.
Take out a loan.
I said when it comes to finances, these eyes are open because some people think that some people have the opinion that because they are in a relationship.
Okay.
Like I like the point that Anna made about the car loan thing and how her husband put that whole month-to-month payment.
Yeah,
it's accountability.
But they also have that contract within themselves.
It's not because it's finance. It's more part of discipline.
No, I agree. I'm asking you whether you would do it.
Do what? Take loan in my name for somebody
take loan
that
in your name for your partner.
No. What will happen to the partner when you not go fit take loan for himself? If you cannot hold your dream, you have to wait till you're able to.
There is God, no.
Yeah. No. It's different if God forbid it's for something bad and you actively need the money. Then that's a different case.
But you can if you have a dream, you say I
have a dream.
If your finances are not meeting up with your dream,
you gotta
go there front. You go walk towards
and like Timothy was saying, don't go and put your partner in the mind. Like what kind of partner?
What if you're in a position financially?
What
to help your partner?
What if it help?
There's a difference between
helping and collecting loan.
Helping means that you have the money.
Yes.
It means that you have the money to give. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have the money, it means that you're going to go and collect not only the loan, the interest that will come with that loan.
You know,
you cannot have to probably give.
I can't tie my destiny to that.
Dr. Timothy, you can enter the studio.
You can enter the studio. Because for me, no matter the amount of love, Toby, it's not enough for me to take debt for somebody. If that's your dream and long term, that's what I'm telling you. You have to test the waters. Mm-hmm. The person who is dreaming that dream has to test the waters.
Let me understand you, Yo-Yo. Even if it makes sense, what if it makes sense that your partner is hardworking? He's hardworking. He's very industrious. He's done all the planning and everything and projections and all of that, and he gives you the business plan, and the plan makes a lot of sense. You are still saying that you are not going to go out of your way.
The sense is on paper.
Why can't the partner take the loan in their name?
Maybe they don't have good enough credit to do that.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
You clean your credit and you fund your dreams.
Yeah, but you know what?
Okay, I disagree, but I respect your opinion. Yeah.
You know what though? Like sometimes it's just not because they have. It's not just because they have bad credit. Because of irresponsibility. So this is when you start asking more probing questions. What happened to your credits? Why is your credit score bad? Some people, no. Some people actually have bad credit because of certain situations
in life. Things happen. Divorce can wreck your credit.
Yeah. So, for example,
you come ask me for loan.
Sometimes people have credit because of bad divorce. Yes. Sometimes people have bad credit.
Loan. Maybe they took out an education loan to graduate from college.
Yeah, but some people
pay it back.
Some people also have. Yeah,
life happens to all of us.
Some people also have bad credit because of identity theft or fraud or those types of things. So there are very different reasons why people will have bad credit, which is fine. I think it's up to the individual to make a decision what you deem is acceptable or what isn't acceptable for you to actually co-sign on the loan. Now, sorry, to take it in the name. I'm sorry, I keep saying that because it's just what I'm used to saying, but you know what I mean, to take a loan in that person's name. But if it's something like, I have like 30,000 in credit card debt, or so they repossess my car, or that's what I'm like, okay, like absolutely not. But also another way to protect yourself, if you want to take a debt in somebody's name, I think I mentioned it before, is if you're going into the business, essentially you are I'm just assuming you're the sole investor in this business.
Okay.
So you ask for shares from the business. And for when I say shares, what I mean is like controlling shares. So if you want to say you have, it would be 51-49, right? Or 50-50, which means You cannot make any financial decisions without consulting me first. Meaning you cannot take money, right? Without actually getting my permission. And you also have to do your due diligence. It's not like you just take a loan and you walk away from it. Like, why?
Exactly.
So if it's something that you're willing to take on, because that sounds to me like another job, like a second job, if that's something that you're willing to do, then that's a decision that you have to make. But for me personally, I won't do it. And then before I stop talking for a while, because I'm about to do something, there was a comment that somebody made about love never hit you so hard.
I saw that. I agree. I agree with Olisa. Your love never hits you well. That's why you talk like this.
If the love is going to lead you to financial debt, is that one? No. I don't want to go to hell. That's a dirty killer.
I'll come up with you for you.
I'm actually going to agree with that, because yes, at the beginning, love is like, oh my God, I will actually, if this person should ask for my kidney now. No. So like, but that's how love hits you at the beginning. For a lot of people, that's how it is. When you meet somebody, that excitement, the rush. What I'm going to say to people to help counteract that is, date longer before you start making big decisions. And the thing is, people can hide who they are, but they can't hide it for too long. Okay, before you start making all these decisions, because it's very easy to make bad decisions when you're in the rush, but that rush, it doesn't last forever. So before you start making this big decision, like taking a loan or like asking for them to make like big goal or decisions, because like, no, take your time.
Let me add
because
things. Sorry, I was just gonna add to Jay. I mean, you basically said everything. Just the fact that even the loan, I'm very curious about this loan. The loan part, even as you take the money. See, I don't want to.
Can we allow Dr. Timothy to say something, please? Then you will say.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Timothy.
Hello, ladies. My commonsensesisters, I've missed you guys a lot. Happy New Year.
New Year.
Yeah, we really missed you on the other end. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. I understand.
Well done. Yeah. So for me, right, I kind of just still I hold back when it comes to relationships, especially when you're trying to advise other people, because it's kind of, it's a tricky one. It actually is different strokes for different folks, and it also depends on the kind of people or the kind of person this one is dealing with, essentially. But just like I'm for Yo-Yo, I think we share a whole lot of things in common. We share personalities. Ella, kudos to you too. I am not saying but yeah,
everybody has been sidelining me today.
No, Ella, I'm sorry.
I'm the bride. I crashed my own wedding.
It was
I'm
not
not
intentional, my dear.
That's it. I wore white dress, came chased.
You're looking good anyway. No, you're looking smashing, girl. Yeah. So, like, I'm a pen to paper person. Like, I just want to, know what I want. I know what I want, and we stick to it. This, like, my husband and I, we're together. We've been together 10 years now. So what we do, like, first of all, I don't even like for you to put someone else in that situation. Like, if you want to take because that's like a risk, you're taking a loan to go to school or something. How am I sure that you're gonna pass? Yeah, and then if you don't pass, then that means the money has gone and all that. So there are some decisions you want to make. I think it's best for the person who's going to use directly involved in that stuff should be mainly responsible. I don't think it's right for you to put that burden on your partner. I might be wrong, and that's why I'm saying that's what works for us. My husband wouldn't put that kind of burden on me, and I wouldn't do the same to him either. So for that kind of thing, for someone to go and take a loan, just in someone's name, and it's not meant for you, that's very tricky. So I don't think it's right. So if you want to make out of it, you want to go venture into something, and it's just ideal for you to hustle, do background check, then try and get the funds and try and, get everything. Then your partner might be able to support you, which is fine. But for you to say your partner should be the one to obtain that loan, I wouldn't do that. Straight up.
So I think we should even put, let's stop looking at the loan as just money. Let's say your partner, so this came with Olisa's comment where he said he's seen someone who sold the family land, sold his only house in Owerri to send his girlfriend's brother abroad because he loves her more than his own mother. Now, for that one, let me bring it. Let's look at loan as something tangible. Because when we look at loan as money, it's just a number of figures the bank will transfer to your account or you receive from the bank.
Interest too.
Let's say your partner wants a house. They cannot afford the house. They have dreams of something house related. Maybe in this house, they will now finally make the basement into a salon, a studio where they can bring in people to make their hair and all those. So their house will be like a place for them to sleep, but also their business location. They see this house that they've been going to see. People like it, they like it, but they want you. They don't have money for it to, but they want you to sign the mortgage for that house because mortgage na loan now.
And so because they'll make excuse that, oh, I don't have a good credit, but
this is
I want you to do it.
Brick and mortar behind the word loan. Now, Toby, this is Toby's question. Will you then
yes, ma'am,
mortgage loan for this your partner? Because at least if they have this house, they will be able to have the underground restaurant or underground
salon.
Yeah, salon. People use their basement a lot for salon here in this country.
Because you say you go take out loan for your partner any day.
Yeah, I was born ready.
So as the night is shining armor, will you take out this igbese for your woman? Because some people will come and say you have to prove your love to me. You're the one where they prove since.
That's just narcissistic blackmail.
Is this something that you can still?
So what I was trying to piggyback on the last point I was trying to make was that let's talk about money, because I know you've distinguished money from other forms of assets like land. So it's getting more complicated now. But if I keep it simple as money, because you mentioned the story of somebody who sold the family land.
Now, that's
a real story.
That's also.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing. So I'm saying, so if it's just money, right? First of all, I wouldn't do that. By the way, I would not sell landed property or whatever to send somebody to abroad. No. That's family land. I'm not going to do that.
It's like taking a loan for love.
No. So let me distinguish. If I take out a loan from the bank, they wire the money, they wire the funds into my account, right? I'm just saying that it's not black and white. That's all I'm saying, guys. Let's not throw out the baby with the bath water. Okay,
black and white. Throw the baby away.
Yeah. Hold on, I beg. We're in a relationship, we're invested in each other. Even if I took out this loan, right, and the money hits my account, we could have a business plan where even the disbursement of the funds could be gradual. So that way I'm on top of it. We're not just, mindlessly spending money on a spending spree because it's money.
He said,
okay. So Toby, that means now you're not only thinking as a man in love now.
Wait.
You are thinking with Toby sense now.
I'm doing both. I love and I'm sensible.
You're not even supposed to ask your princess for anything. What are you talking about? For all the cartoons they watch, the prince they ask for Japa.
Happy New Year, Gigi. We miss you too.
Gigi has come to put on that too. Gigi's talking about guarantor.
Gigi, you came late, oh. No guarantorism in this thing, oh. It's a loan for love. Toby.
A loan for love.
Before I come back to Toby,
I like that title, loan for love.
Toby, you just be, I wouldn't say try to bend corners. Just stay. Well, we just take it down.
I will not
stay wrong with it, man.
We love to be like this because it makes
I told you the reason for this relationship talk. Let me just
Dr. Timothy, I have a question for you before I come and hammer on Toby because I arrange.
Lord.
What are the benefits of marrying wrongly? What are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
Marrying wrongly? Well, I don't think
Well, you hear the story.
I don't think she
marrying the wrong partner.
No. So let's give you the down. There are three stories.
Summary.
The first lady was 19 years old when she got married. Her two reasons of getting married was societal pressure and to avoid being sexually harassed at work, which still eventually happened. She had a farm at age 19. At age 20, she lost everything. She had already taken out a loan for her husband, and now at age 24, the husband is her ex. But she has until September of this year to finish paying off the loan, and she still has a child from that marriage. That's the first story. The next story is of a 22-year-old girl who is at crossroads between choosing to remain in Nigeria with her boyfriend who promises to marry her, or go with the fully funded scholarship.
I think I saw that, yeah.
And then the last story is of a 20-year-old girl who was in so much love that her and her boyfriend got married with the hopes that they will relocate abroad together.
To the US
together. But the husband, the legal husband, which was the boyfriend, then left her, and 12 years later, he does not want to sign any divorce papers. But he's threatening that if she moves on, he's going to sue her for bigamy. So those are the three questions of what are the benefits of marrying wrongly. Adewale has given us his answer.
Jay has given us. I don't know where that to be.
Toby don't cut many corners, so we don't know where that to be.
I don't think there's any benefit. Is there any benefit?
Dr. Timothy.
Yeah.
In your own wisdom and common sense that we know you.
We have experienced it.
We know. Now, if you like, we can give you some few minutes to think about the benefits of marrying wrongly. You know why I like this question? Because Google don't even get answer. What are the benefits of marrying?
Gigi has already answered.
Say there are no benefits.
Okay.
No benefits, ladies. Because
are you saying there's no? Are you really sure there's no
benefit?
Well, maybe I don't know. Probably for the.
We want to think about it.
There's no benefit. I'm just trying to look at which one could have the. All right, maybe the third one. Maybe that initial lovey-dovey thingy at 20. You thinking that you've got one guy, like who's your husband. Yeah, maybe that and all those butterflies, the adrenaline and all the endorphins. Yeah, I think that's the only bright side I could see
about it. The person is out of the marriage.
But she's technically not married. 12 years. No, you're going to have to see your husband.
We forgot to tell them that the 19-year-old, the man starved out of sex. So
then please, there's no benefit. I was thinking that, okay, at least, that.
After you do long for long.
No kirewa.
No, man. No, that's disaster.
No finance.
No benefit.
No finance. No.
But I'm just thinking, like, all those ladies, I don't really blame them, because most of us were naive, or some of us were naive at some point, especially looking at a 19 or 20-year-old lady. But didn't they have family, mom, aunt, or
maybe Dr. Timothy drive by Vegas wedding.
Dr. Timothy, you are dodging the answer. I will give you a few minutes.
I've told you, like, there's no benefit. Now, even I was thinking that, okay, maybe the sexual whatever. The razzmatazz, and then you said there was nothing like no kirewa in there.
The man stabbed her, but he also was opportunity to knock her with a child.
Oh no, I don't want to comment about. I think I've got different outlook when it comes to when people just make those flippant statements and say, "Oh, at least he came out with a child." My own opinion is different, and I don't put my opinion on other people, because when it comes to children, it can be a very sensitive thing. Some people, if they have someone slams them with like 10 children, it's a blessing to them. For me, I am very realistic. I put pen to paper. The time that it's going to take you to 10 children, definitely is going to affect you negatively. So I don't see, like, there's no benefit for that lady. Like, I don't see, a child, the guy is leaving you.
Yeah,
that means that the man might not be there, physically as he should for the child. So the child is prone to having, some problems. He might not have some mental, issues in the future, but that's still a risk. There's a risk there. The risk is higher. Yeah. So a whole lot of things. What about finance? and also even just tending to the child during pubertal ages where you have, the adolescents, they start acting up, a whole lot of things in there. So for all those stories, I don't see any silver lining, nothing at all to say, at least this one.
But the benefits that Dr. Timothy is looking at is only if they were positive benefits. Adewale said that he cannot think of anything except for the fact that experience. So now which is now helping us.
Well, with that, you know what? Unfortunately, I found that people that make those kind of silly mistakes, they still keep doing that. They still repeat those mistakes. And experience that as we talk about them, you don't necessarily have to go through those events. You can actually learn, and that's the essence of learning, relearning, all these things we're talking about. Like, do you have to experience something before no good and bad? If I jump off the cliff, I'm gonna die. At least there's that risk that I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna say, okay, let me jump off the cliff and see if I'm going to break a bone or develop a head injury or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I get you. I get what you mean.
Yeah, so for me, I don't think there's no, because sometimes if you're not even careful, for a female child who has undergone that kind of bad experience at that tender age of 19, 20, might not even come out of that trauma. They might even have some longer lasting mental health, traumas that would even make them more vulnerable and make them make more mistakes in the future. And then because they're not at a good stance to really, come up to a guy like, I'm here, and then, you have to respect me. It's not easy. So if you experience that kind of thing at age 30, you're quite experienced, you're mature mentally and otherwise, but not at 19, 20, men. Most of those girls, they'll just go carry another belly, carry third belly again, just do nonsense.
That's true. Gigi said the benefit is foolishness of her head, poverty. and Jay said, Ashrebi and wedding pictures, another benefit. And that's true. That's actually true. Some people look forward to getting married because of they want to sell Ashrebi.
As Kerewa is what make people feel what is not actually there, or go into what they ain't ready for, or not psychologically ready for. Lost isn't love. I think that's what.
I agree with Olisa too. But at least they found the lost. But now you guys are saying there's no Kerewa, so the lost have no DDs.
No knocking.
Lost in the world.
No lost. Doctrines of love.
No knocking. Hey, my father, that man needs to be. Oh, Toby.
Yes, ma'am.
But I understand also Adewale's side of the fact that at least she has experienced this, so if she go back and make the mistake again, then there's something wrong with her score. She should watch this video. Toby.
Yes, ma'am.
You no go escape.
Toby go clean it yet.
I'm ready. I was born ready.
Toby bring relationship.
Toby,
so you can rescue.
You are the only person on this panel that maintains that you will agree to loan for love.
After all the women have done to even convince you,
even your fellow gentleman, even myself today.
Yes.
I'm not able to convince you, and please don't change your point.
Yes.
Because if you change your point, I go locate you for Nana Rhyme.
We can send you Mommy Gio.
We will send you to Mommy Gio. Toby,
so
what are the benefits of marrying wrongly? I know I didn't ask you this question. What are the benefits of marrying wrongly?
So I don't like to talk about marriage a lot because it's
Toby.
Maybe now we can answer the question.
Marriage as relationship. You like it like bad relationship.
So relationships, marriage is a different animal altogether.
Marriage is a type of relationship. Don't confuse my grammar.
It is. I agree, and I'm not trying to obfuscate or whatever. I'm just saying that when you're talking marriage, it's complicated. It's complex, and it's individuals making their own decisions, and so there's no blanket rule.
The question is, what are the benefits of marrying?
Don't think of it as a personal question, right? Just so now we have all these stories. We're looking at the stories now.
So what are the benefits of all these ladies' experiences? That's
and for me, wrong. My own, I say married wrongly because that lady now, she would know that she married wrongly.
Mm-hmm. She said it in her tweet. It was for pressure and to avoid being sexually
English people will say, what are the lessons learned? Nehi kaba, I'm not asking for lessons. We know the lessons. What are the benefits of marrying wrongly? Because the why she got married was because she said to be able to be protected from sexual harassment at work, number one.
Oh, no.
And pressure.
And then peer pressure.
No, all of those are wrong reasons to
jump
into marriage. No, we actually agree on that. Where we disagree is the loan part.
Yeah, and I remember you said something that sometimes people marry because whether they want companionship or companionship.
Yeah. So I was maintaining the fact that so ultimately, right, even up to our old age, what we long for is companionship. At the end of the day, you want somebody to do life with, somebody to go through all the vicissitudes of life, all the growing old, all the everything of life. You want to ups and downs. You want to do it with somebody, and hopefully this person is your ride or die, whatever they call it. So that is the hope. Now we use marriage as a means to an end. So marriage is not the end itself, in my opinion. The end is companionship. Now, unfortunately, 50% of the time we don't get it right. We don't get it right. Now, but it does not mean that there are people who are there are actually a lot of people out there who are actually quote unquote getting it right. Now, that in itself is getting it right is relative. People can define that differently, But I'm not the one. Somebody can tell you their situation, and you can look at that and be like, "Oh no, I can never leave that like that. I can never accept that." But maybe it works for them. It's what they wanted, and so that's what I'm saying. It's a little complicated when it comes to marriage. But what I was speaking to was this sacrificial part, and I'm saying let's be careful to not throw out the baby with the bathwater. Okay. It's not black and white.
No minor.
To suggest to me, Ella, hold on. To suggest to me that you would never take out a loan for a partner.
Why is my decision pending you?
Don't be.
I never said never. I have a lawyer here. Don't put me on.
Said we will not. We not say we will not ever.
I said I will not because this idea. This eye.
Your pirate one eye.
Yes, this eye is very, very
logical. That say love is blind.
One eye, you must break out the other one to be able to see. There's difference between, and that's what I'm also borrowing also, but the fact I'm also saying the fact that I have to be optimistically realistic. And I have to also, it's my name.
Okay.
This is love for love, it's in my name. And I have to protect. Me say I love somebody, no, me say I will lose my name now.
And I understand that, Yo-Yo. All I'm saying is, so I would rather be cautiously optimistic. So
what are you borrowing my words?
So I'm tweaking what you're saying.
Not tweaking. No,
cautiously optimistic.
You could be cautious, which means that you're going there with the back of your mind.
Knowing that something go fit happen.
Yeah, so you're optimistic, but you're cautious, and that's the point.
I'm not cautious. I am optimistically realistic. That is to say, no loan for love for me.
But you will take a loan
because cautious means I have to be monitoring now. You not blood now.
I think that when we are in love, even sometimes I don't know what that means anymore.
Oh my
God.
But
let's pretend I do for a moment. When we're in love,
to be confessed,
we do a lot of things. No, seriously, Timothy, I'm serious. Like some days I understand what it means. Some other days I don't. But let's just pretend for a moment we have a common definition of what that means. All I'm saying is that it's hard. It's on a pragmatic level. It's difficult, and I'm saying we shouldn't have like a blanket statement saying, "Oh, I would never make sacrifices. I would never take out a loan." You never know what you're gonna do.
You taking out loan for love is your type of sacrifice.
Yeah.
My own sacrifice is different. Remember when you said that what works in some relationship will not work for the other.
True.
My own sacrifice is if someone sacrifices loan for love, I respect them.
That's their love language.
If you want
your own, you would never. Under no circumstances, you will never take out a loan for your partner.
It is you who say never.
That's how we brought up
remember when Dr. Timothy and Jay, and I think somebody else was saying, I think Dr. Timothy or somebody else was saying in the comment section about, like, why would somebody put their partner in that position? Because let's be realistic, it gets to the point where some people want to sabotage and be like, oh, if you really love me, do this. If you really love me, do this. But you know this person is principle. Yes, when you know you're also struggling with the fact that I really don't want to do
like this man that Lisa spoke about now that sold his family land and every single thing.
Yes.
Sold his family land. So to save his girlfriend's brother,
it's not like even abroad. It's not even like he loaned the land for somebody to live there
and sold his house. That one is
that's a heritage.
Yeah, we agree. We agree on that.
Village people.
Yeah, we agree on that. That one you are going to incur the wrath of the gods. So I don't want to get involved with family.
What do you mean? Toby,
we will leave you for the gods.
Now you come here saying Nigerian men they sacrifice a lot. Now, this is a Nigerian man in love. Did he do anything? He's still a man in love and he believes in the relationship. So he take land.
He family land, not be own land.
He take the land.
So
he sell
the house.
Now, his brother girlfriend are being girlfriend brother.
His girlfriend's brother
sent to
travel abroad. If that woman does not marry him, she's mad.
Okay. So what am I saying now? That's his type of sacrifice for love. You know, some people will judge him, but for me, I cannot judge. Some people will judge, but me, that is his own decision and his own palaver. I only feel sorry for the family member who are not the beneficiary of this basic and borrowing word now from
and that is the problem. So okay,
no, it's not a problem. Now you're calling it a problem now because it's not cash at hand. No, you land.
And we have distinguished it. That's why I'm saying that if you're talking money, if you're talking cash, it's different. But you're talking other forms of assets now.
Okay,
it's more complicated.
Okay.
It's more complicated that way.
Okay.
Ultimately, look, I will sacrifice my partner any day.
You sacrifice your partner any day. You will sacrifice your partner. Which one?
Yeah.
That's what you said. Only me here.
Why would you sacrifice your partner? What kind of talk with that?
Yeah, ritualist.
No. I'm just saying that when we are in a relationship, when we are in love, let me just say this finally, and I will leave it alone.
You go talk about
wait. We make sacrifices every day. Now, let's not use the fact that the relationship, things may turn sour and we may go our separate ways. It does not invalidate my decision when life was good. It doesn't mean I was foolish. It doesn't mean I was stupid. I made that decision when things were good and it was good while it lasted. Okay, so I'm not going to second guess my decisions while things were good with us. People end up in divorce. It doesn't mean they were bad intentions from the start. Even the best, if Mother Teresa wakes up from the grave and marries Pope John Francis or whatever his name is, they can still end up in divorce because it's a human thing. It's a human problem. Now, all of the good things they did together when life was good, it was good while it lasted. The fact that they're ending up in divorce or they're going to separate ways does not mean that it was a terrible decisions they made for each other. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but you know that the man, no matter the past that he did not regret, nobody's talking about regretting. It will continue to pain him because
you will be paying
that loan. The person will be paying it.
Great. I came up with a solution, guys. I said when you take that loan, okay, be on top of it. Okay, disperse the funds gradually. What is the business plan? So you want to use loan to travel to Dubai, buy goods, or you want to go open a restaurant, or you want to do whatever. Be on top of it. You don't have to say, oh, baby, guess what? You know I love you, right? I love you, right? You know I love you. So here is all the money. Take all the money and go do whatever. No. I'm going to be on top of you like white on rice. You see what I'm saying? Like so I could disperse the funds gradually. I could be like, okay, how much for every stage of the process? I'm going to be on top of things. Okay. So I'm not going to be that foolish or stupid to the point that where I'm so irrational, even when it comes to disposing of the spending of the funds or whatever. I can't even find my words now. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So yes, we're in love. The very fact that I'm taking that step is because I love you. Now, having taken the step, I'm going to be on top of the entire process. That's all.
I get. So you know, okay, I get what you mean now. Yeah, okay, that's another angle. I get what you mean.
Thank God. Do you get what I mean now?
Not the thank God now, because another person will come. Because what I'm saying now,
there are other people on this panel.
People can talk. If you want to talk, you can talk. You know that women are very manipulative, Toby. Even as we're out of that money.
Ladies, that's just what I wanted to bring in that angle. What Toby just said now. Yeah, because sometimes it's not. I know, love and all that, but you just still have to use your head. But when you're in partnership with someone, and then you both of you are like one unit. You just want to make some sacrifices. Of course, you always make sacrifices every day. So if you think that this part he really needs this thing, and then you are convinced that this person has that tenacity, has what it takes to go through with that thing, and then you're also you're convinced that that person will make it and make a success of whatever that thing is, you might take that risk. But a big but for me, you write an undertaking, that you'll be diligent, whatever, and then you make it a success. And I will also oversee it. So, like that point that Toby said, yes, you can also oversee it. And also, it depends on my own financial status. Some people are quite, they're quite wealthy, maybe even taking out £100,000 loan might not be so much of a big deal to them. So, I think that relativity also matters too. But all in all, I don't want us to kind of like just put it out there to make people think, especially for our people that have that sense of entitlement in all they do, or most of our people back home, or even in diaspora. So I just don't want them to think that, oh, it's all right for me to just say, oh, I want to go to nursing school. Can you lend me £20,000 and all that? And then you just expect your partners to just bring up the money, So, but if you think that this person is really convinced and is passionate about this thing and has made his research, and then you convinced that he will be able to make it a success, I think you can just sometimes we do some things sometimes in marriages, you just have to bend sometimes, but even when you bend, your eyes are still very open. So that's just what I'll put in there.
Absolutely. And I say amen to all of that.
So somebody standing with tonight, they get shot at.
See how we all agree at the end of the day. You and Ella, see how we all agree at the end of the day.
That's the essence of meaningful discussions. Different angles, and we'll be able to.
I think Toby's just a hopeless romantic, so he doesn't want us to take the emotions out of the loan thing. So he's just be like,
I'm not a
I'll
hopeless
take a loan.
I'm far from a Cupid never arrest me reach that level. No.
Cupid arrested now. What will you do now? I said foolishness of these decisions is directly proportional to the quantity and intensity.
Ella, I don't like that thing that people say. That thing about this because you're in love, you're foolish. No, please. Some of us have been in love, but man, my love they get high. No, you can't. When you bring all that bullshit up, that is like no brainer. Just pisses me off. Like you can't start. Then when we're dating now, some guys you meet them 2 weeks after they be like, oh, I've got this business proposal, blah blah, trying to get money off you. It's just stupid.
2 weeks of
dating. You come on, that kind of. No, please. I don't know. Maybe it's everybody that does that. Yeah, so please. It doesn't mean because you're in love, then you start doing all those things. We need to educate and inform our girls. You don't have to do that. For a man that meets you within 2 weeks, telling you all about his financial problems in the first place, that doesn't make sense. The person is trying to manipulate and get money off of you. So that in itself should be a deterrent, in my own opinion. Yeah.
I think maybe our next show in the future we'll talk about how Nigerian women expect a lot.
I don't know. Next week's topic is very heavy. It's relationship based. I don't know whether
we are going to keep giving this relation.
I don't like ladies. I don't like relationship talk because I think things work for different people.
Let me tell you why now. Relationship is everything.
To be, you know what?
Relationship
sometimes, but sometimes. I don't know, maybe because some people have had experiences and then we've got different things. Like for me, my parents, my cooking from a broken home much later. I was almost quite grown when everything started. So I've got that hindsight, and I'm always very ready. So my love, they get the open eye. Do you understand? So immediately you start bringing those things. I'm seeing it. I'm catching those I'm catching them.
Let me add this real quick. That I think that we should also learn to carry other people along, even when we are making these decisions. There's nothing wrong in talking to a family member, a friend, and saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this for my partner. What do you think?" Because they are not the one in love. You are the one in love.
Can I?
You may not see clearly, in terms of making
my partner. No. Can I actually think that
you're misunderstanding my point, though.
No. Can I say something? Okay, I understand the reasoning behind this statement. I would just not recommend that you go to a family member or a friend because those people are also biased. They either are going to be on your side or they're going to take the side of your partner, depending on who you go to. I recommend going to a neutral third party. So somebody that actually, like, I'm sorry, but like we already have so many stories of family members giving wrong advice.
I mean, I don't. You don't necessarily have to go to. I was just suggesting the fact that perhaps even talk to a professional. You know.
Family member or friends.
But there are some very objective family members though. Come on, let's not rule out.
Family members doesn't do that business.
Are you kidding me, Yo? There are very objective family members out there who will give you the truth. Really?
If I can get professional advice or get somebody, you know, there's sometimes
just ask a random stranger
at the grocery
store. They will give you the best advice. I'm telling you.
Objective. Sometimes I agree that Toby said that. Oh yeah, there are some family members, but there are just some things that family members should be left out of the scene because before you know now, you'll be giving details.
They'll always be there, and even if you forgive your partner, they will not forgive you.
Now so they will be carrying the groceries on your behalf when you have moved on.
Yes.
That's a red flag for me. If I catch you that
remember that time you went to go and take that foolish note for that boy. I told you not to take it. I told you not to.
No. At the end of the day, though, it is your choice as an individual. It is your decision to make. At the end of the day, it is your choice. Now, you might eventually be glad that you made that decision, or you might ultimately rue that decision. And it may be the worst decision of your life.
Yeah.
Get ready. It's your choice to make. It's your cross to carry. And whatever you do, just know you are the one making the decision. That's
whether you ask somebody or not.
Don't let anybody, like Timothy, I think was saying, don't let anybody emotionally blackmail you into making such financial decisions. If you love me, you will do this. If you love me, give me your left kidney. If you love me, you remove your one nostrils. You know, whatever. Don't let somebody emotionally blackmail you into doing foolish things like that. No.
Toby, let me just draw you back. You know, this blackmail you talked about, I think these kind of programs are very necessary, and especially when young ladies hear it from a man like you. Do you understand? It makes more sense. I'm telling you, the way some of these guys, no, it's true. The way they manipulate, they tell you different things like, oh, you know, if you love me, you do this. If you love me, you do that. And then you don't want to talk to your family. You don't want to talk to your brother or your father, you know, about it. And then you keep it to yourself. And then you don't want to tell your friends to be like, is this what you think? You don't want them to judge you. So I think social media also has really been a blessing to this generation. Yeah. So because then you can actually hear, you know, real life experiences from people, and then you can learn. So yeah, kudos, man. Keep bringing those advice there.
No, I mean,
after all this video, you want to go and collect loan from somebody.
No, Ella, hold on. No. All the kudos will go to the common sense sisters. I common sense sisters, you guys deserve all the kudos for bringing it on and for actually bringing this. I know, you know, it wasn't an easy decision for you guys to make in terms of talking about relationships or whatever, but I'm glad you guys eventually did. And I think that you're helping a lot of people. So much wisdom on this panel. I mean, so much knowledge, so much information. I'm learning too.
Toby, they wash us.
Toby, they wash you. We accept the accolade. You go get you wash us like this.
We're going into February. That's the most.
I don't give up on that matter. I swear, I don't give up. Someone cannot compliment you guys again. I mean.
Valentine is coming, no. Valentine is coming.
February, only love. Only love month.
You just say you're ready for love month.
Yes.
Love is blind.
No, open your eye,
and it will take over your
Rihanna did this panel. Rihanna did this panel. I don't know.
Rihanna from the UK, who is a medical doctor.
You guys have been amazing, man. You guys are amazing. Make a jackpot there. It's been fun.
Thanks for being the man who will take loan for love.
The night. Toby, the night is shining out.
Adewale, final words, Professor.
Okay, my final words are like whatever you're doing, like in a relationship, just be practical. Like I know it's hard, like when the emotions are there, you're in love. It is, but just take your time. Maybe give yourself 1 week, like I do. Just give yourself 1 week.
Adewale, I beg. I don't know who know
Give
biology
yourself
for here.
2 months.
When insects they give birth to something before the thing become insects.
Which one is when insect?
I don't know whether an egg. Because 1 week might not be enough for Adewale. Doctor, they here.
The lava where you have lava proper, then egg.
Now 1 week they take.
No, it depends on the kind of insects.
Caterpillar na 1 week.
Isn't that what they call it metamorphosis, right?
Yes. Yes, that's what they call it.
I'm not a scientist.
Because Adewale, this your 1 week is quick.
1 week and there might be time difference.
And there might be time difference.
I'm just like however long it takes, like just take your time and think practically. Like just think practically. Would I survive this? Am I doing this for myself, or I'm just doing it to show that I love the girl? Does this, like, does she actually or does he actually love me? Like, what is love? Like, just ask yourself those questions before you
take that loan.
Before you do whatever you want to do. You spend your entire savings on someone who might not even marry you. Or those guys who come on social media and complain that they sponsored this girl to school and she doesn't want to marry me. Like, she's not entitled to marry you. That's just marriage is she still has to make that choice. So before you make the choice of sending her to school, whatever you want to do, or before you're going to get a loan, just think about it. That's all I want to say. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Adewale. I don't know why I like calling you professor though.
Because
there's a way you speak,
professorial things.
I don't know. It's just very nice.
I still in school.
It doesn't matter.
Professor normally said the person must be academic now. Professor of common sense.
Yeah, professor of common sense.
But if you don't like us to call you professor, we'll take it back.
No, it's fine. I actually want to be one day. So.
Yes, sir.
So I decree, no, on this platform, nobody go call him Adewale. Now professor go they call him. Professor, yes, that one go they call him. And you don't have to explain to anybody that you're not one yet. And now only all of us will be here.
Yes, so Lisa is thanking you.
Yeah.
The right
questions. Yeah.
That's the right question to ask. But the problem is we love.
Wait, Olisa, are you having emotional distress now?
Olisa is fighting with his chest about some love. Olisa, open your eye, yo. Oh God. The owner of the angelic voice is Dr. Timothy. And Dr. Timothy, you are praising your sweet voice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you so much, Adewale. We appreciate you for your time and your common sense and wisdom.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
And Dr. Timothy.
Hello, lovely sisters.
Only people say they like relationship talk, but now when would they do the relationship? When would they talk? Mommy Gio last week when we say sex, it's a sin. And
man, I think I was busy or something. I didn't know what I came in quite late. I was also pissed off. No.
Mommy Gio should be making you pissed off. That woman is maybe to all.
I wonder how much to have a private jet.
We are rooting for Mommy Gio to have private jet.
Like, do you know that lady has grandiose delusion, right? Now small in me, now skin so small. She done the out of those 3 ICD main symptoms. She get one at least. No. Now just make the knuckle. Make person look for 2 other symptoms. Videos knock him that diagnosis. No. I'm telling you. I go just laugh.
You see, at least you did laugh.
At least she's a comedian.
If not, if the woman not be like other person when they attack people when they laugh them or they critique them, the woman say, we know that there's anger, there's sadness. So the youth
looking for a way to escape. You see those videos.
Well, the escapism now.
And because I follow some other platforms on YouTube and all that that expose all this stuff that they do. She's got in that mountain, they've got people chained down, people forced to fast, and a whole lot of horrifying stories, like scary stories. Let's just leave that one aside. So my lovely sisters, thank you. It's been a while. I've missed you so much. Like I miss you guys so much. I hope you guys are doing all right. Yeah, we are missing your deal, but don't you? Man, that Sunday, you guys miss that day of Okuso. Because you miss. I was like, we are common-sense sisters.
No.
You think there was like film trick? When these bros call into the show, he said, what?
I know.
You're blown.
I know. I don't want to talk about my marks now. I would rather talk for the platform.
Make your beer all you.
All right, coming to the topic of today, that was a very relatable one that you guys brought up, and I just want to say, like, maybe we should do more of these things. While we know that,
like relationship, like
hey, well, essentially, it might not be so. So the thing is that you might not relate with all the things that they will say. Different people will say, of course, because definitely we're all different people, but you'll be able to take some things out of it, like maybe just 1/10, just add this to that, and then makes your own whole thing that you take out of the whole program, which will always make you a better person. So the goal is for us to get better every day, learn, positive vibes any day, anytime. Thank you, ladies, for this wonderful program, and I just hope that you bring more of it. Not necessarily
more
relationship.
Wow. See assignment.
Okay. All right, my lovely ladies. I'm signing out now. It's almost 10 p.m. here.
Yeah, I can see you. Thank you.
Bye. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Our neighbor,
Jay, for our time zone.
Oh God, thank God.
Jay,
thank God we have somebody like James, but if not, I'll let now story for the attack.
Jay, thank you so much for staying on for this long. Now you open now.
Yeah.
Closer. Oh, aren't we lucky?
Yeah, thank you so much, ladies. Sorry, I really appreciate your platform, and this was a really interesting conversation. I think it's really nice to hear some perspectives that are maybe a little bit different, but it's good that you're creating spaces for people to actually have these conversations without fear of judgment. So I mean, the last thing I would say, I feel like I've kind of said everything I need to say is you need to do your research. You need to find out who the person is that you're asking for the loan, that's asking for the loan. Before you get into a relationship, do a background check, watch them and see how they are with money. I don't even think that within a year of dating somebody, they should be asking you to commit financially like that. It's just it's to me that's already like a huge red flag. And then I always recommend that people should take their time to date, especially when you're young, and you don't have a lot of experience. I think you should take your time to date, because with time the love starts to fade, and then then you're faced with the actual person, and then you have to make a decision if some of these persons behaviors or problems is something that you're willing to live with. You know what I mean? So take your time, do your research, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Find out if the person has debt. What is their track record with debt, right? And honestly, if you ask me, I'm actually being very pragmatic. If you ask me personally, I wouldn't do it. But if you're thinking about doing it, don't just do it blindly. Take steps to protect yourself in the process, so you're not left with debt and then the person fades on to the sunset, because what's going to happen is they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to go
left under the sea.
They're going to
when you took the loan.
Yeah, they're going to take off and go to meet somebody else that will also take another loan in their name. So please protect yourself. And then the last question that you guys asked about people marrying young, don't do it. You don't know who you are yet. The person I was in 2020 is very different from who I am now. We're changing, we're evolving, and I don't think you can know yourself completely or even have the emotional maturity to sustain a healthy relationship at 19. You have no business getting married at 19. Don't do it. If I had a daughter that was 19 and she was getting married, I don't no. So take your time. Open your eyes and don't get sucked into the butterflies of love, because that's not enough to sustain a relationship. Anyway, thank you for having me. I will put my notifications on so I don't miss a live, because I thought this was your first live of the year. I can't even believe how I missed the other one.
It's always every Saturday at 2
p.m. And we update our community page at least on Friday before Saturday. So even if something happens, God forbid, and we're not going to be here, we'll let everybody know. We respect everybody's time.
We'll post it on Instagram. We'll do it in the community tab, and it's 2 p.m. every
Okay.
Saturday.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Now night we see the afternoon.
From
today onwards, if you see relationship,
this relationship don't carry us go 3 hours.
We'll be talking about relationship now.
Now you for one relationship. Be ready for it.
Give you relationship.
You want one relationship, Abi.
We'll have those top discussions.
And you should be coming early, please. You are the one that says Saturday this time is good. We arrive on time. You will not come on time. You can't keep the bride and the groom waiting
at the altar.
Tomorrow next week might be the parents of the bride and groom that will show.
Yeah, we could be addressing the parents of the bride and groom. You know it.
You never know. But I thank everyone for coming today. For those of you who were commenting in the
comment section,
thank you so much. Those who came late, those who came on time, passed on the platform, made everything interesting. Oh Lord, for the different arguments and debates. Oh, I love
very, very important and different perspectives as well. We're able to see.
Yeah.
And for people who are in love that are not using their head, I hope that you will break one eye like yo-yo and see. Don't put your eye to see. Love is not enough. I said the argument with love is enough. Obviously, I hope people know that I was being sarcastic. Love is not enough. It's never enough.
Yeah.
Things have to be attached to that love to make it work. And money is very important. Yeah. It just makes things easier.
And don't think you're entitled to somebody's money. Or somebody should make you feel that you're entitled to do room for love at the detriment of yourself or your values.
Or your finances.
Yes, if you have not smashed the like button at this time, please, for relationship's sake, in which you request by,
you don't want us.
You are thereby asked to kindly smash the like button. Just give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much. And I hope to see you all next week.
Same
if you
time,
are in the colder climate, stay warm. If you're in the hotter climate, we will send you a bottle of cold
snow.
Until we see you next time. May common sense never depart from you. Bye.